mystery cards in my face. You don't even know who your father of the baby is. I hope you lose your baby. And within a blink of an eye, she attacked me.
When the new wife met the ex-wife.
Let me ask, can I ask you something?
No, you may ask me nothing. You were furious.
No, I was not.
All right, Ms. Ricard, I sat in family court for a long time. I know enough to know that no family court judge transfers custody absent the showing of some special circumstance that requires in the children's best interest for that custody to be transferred. I'm not going into that now. What I am going to tell you is I think that A, you didn't like her to begin with, even though you had never met her, but you must have known from your children that she was pregnant and that she was going to soon marry your former husband. I assume you were not remarried at the time. Is that right?
No, I wasn't.
Then your children come home, and you see that while they were visiting with their father and soon-to-be stepmother, they did an outrageous thing by having their hair straightened, cut, whatever it was, because you talk about that in your papers. So you're furious at that. And then you continue to ask your children how things were, and your youngest child said that she had, in fact, spanked her. That further infuriated you. You come down there in a fury. You didn't approach her and say, could you please tell me what happened when you were there? I told you not to put your hands on her. You came down in a fury. They had usurped, in your judgment, maternal right and permed the hair, cut the hair, aside from the fact that you probably have a whole history with this man if there is a custody battle ongoing for years anyway. So you are not a happy camper, and you lost your temper. That's what happened. And you lost your temper and you assaulted her.
No, that's not what happened.
Oh, yes, I believe that because she wasn't angry with you. She wasn't angry with you.
I have a statement here where she told the judge, Anthony, her husband, told the criminal judge that she was mimicking me before I even got downstairs.
You have the transcript?
Yes, I have the entire
transcript.
I
want the whole transcript.
You want the whole
Oh, yeah. I just don't
can even give you pages where these things occur.
No, I don't do pages.
Oh, have the whole thing.
That's fine.
To look at.
Now, you can direct me
sure, no problem.
to the pages when I ask you for them.
Okay, page 28.
Just a second. Are you a police officer?
School safety agent, a peace officer. I have too much to lose to assault her for anything.
You have any other paperwork from the family court?
Sure, I have a statement that says she's not to be left alone with my children.
No, I'd like to see everything that you have.
Sure.
Your Honor, that's because she lied.
I don't...
Page 71 in the transcript you have?
No, I don't have a full transcript.
There is another half, but that I don't have in my possession.
I need the end of the case.
I don't have that.
Well, then this is useless to me. I have to have an entire document. I have to see whether this case was dismissed after an entire trial. I'm speaking, and you're not. Whether the case was dismissed after the plaintiff's case, or whether after the entire case, beyond a reasonable doubt, the judge did not believe that the allegations had been sustained. The quantum of proof here is very, very different. My sense is, after reading all of these documents, unfounded reports of neglect filed against the father.
Yeah, because Anthony constantly calls ACS, but I'm not here to exploit my children.
Just a second. All of those things go into your frustration, Ms. Ricard. At the time when they were returning the children, I assume that they were returning the children on time. They were not there to argue with you. They were not there to fight with you. You had a choice.
Neither was I.
No, oh, yes, you were. You had a choice. And your choice was that if your daughter said something to you about being hit, spanked by the plaintiff, and you are, in some regard, a peace officer, then what you do, since you were no stranger to the courts, you were no stranger to family court, you had an attorney, so that your choice at that time was, the very next morning you pick up the phone.
Let me ask, can I ask you something?
No, you may ask me nothing. What I'm telling you is they came there without any sense of fight. You came downstairs, you were furious. And you were furious because of a whole bunch of things.
No, I was not furious.
Of course you were furious. The first thing that you said to me today, they had chemically treated the children's hair and straightened it. So,
yeah.
So?
They were.
So?
Yeah. And
so?
She has, like, you didn't want to look at the statement, but she was, in that statement, she says how I came downstairs. She says that I came downstairs in a calm, low-mannered voice. She says it in the statement.
Oh, show me.
Page 71, she says that she was... Anthony says, yes, she was mimicking me.
No.
Of course.
She
Just
came
a second.
downstairs.
Just a second. I'm going to look at page 71. She
Page
says,
22.
My
That's the lo-
husband's here to say what
I
he
want
said.
you to be quiet. I'm reading from line 4. I was unpacking the trunk and I was putting the bicycle pieces down on the ground when I looked up and Miss Ricard is right on the sidewalk in front of me, and she didn't start yelling at me. She approached me by saying, "Why did you put your hands on my daughter? Why did you put your hands on my child?" When she said that to you, what was her tone? Very low. What was your response? Because she was upset about it, I said, "Let me explain what happened." She didn't give me a chance. She just attacked me. I don't know why you think that that'll help you. Judgment for the
Okay,
plaintiff in
can
the
you
amount
turn-
of $2,500. That's all.
Thank you,
Parties
Your
are
Honor.
excused. You may step out.
The truth will prevail eventually. It'll prevail. This is just a little war. The battle is not over.
She's gotten away with way too much. And, you know, if she was a fit parent, the children would not be living with myself and my husband.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Phillips versus Boyd and Boyd versus Booton step forward.
24-year-old bus driver Latasha Phillips is suing former friend, 23-year-old cashier Danielle Boyd, for giving her personal information to police when she received a ticket. Danielle has a separate lawsuit against her own witness, Shanika Booton. Danielle says Shanika was the one who actually gave the information.
Miss Boyd, you are driving along with your friend over here. I assume that you're Miss Booton.
Mm-hmm.
Yes is the answer.
Yes.
You're driving. You get pulled over by the police. You had no driver's license. So when the police said to you, "Can I see your driver's license and registration?" you said what?
I gave him Latasha Phillips' name.
And you got a ticket.
Right.
For what?
With no insurance.
What else? You don't get stopped for no insurance because the police don't know you have no insurance when they stop your car. What was your car stopped for?
He had a busted windshield.
That's an answer.
Danielle has a separate lawsuit against her own witness, Shanika Booton. Danielle says Shanika was the one who actually gave the information.
So you gave her name to the police. You said, "I don't have my license, but this is my name"? Speak.
Right.
Did I say anything that was funny to you?
Not so far.
Could you get your act together, please?
Excuse me.
You also gave her date of birth.
I didn't know her date of birth until she gave it to me.
So Miss Booton over here gave you Miss Phillips' date of birth to complete the lie that you told to the police, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Phillips, at this time you're home making matzo ball soup for your family, right?
Yes.
And you know nothing about this.
No, ma'am.
You find out that you've been issued this citation. Did you get something in the mail?
No, ma'am.
Well, how did you find out about it?
Because Shanika, that's my cousin right there. Yeah. And this her best friend. They was mad at each other. So Shanika called one of my other cousins and told her to tell me that Kunta used my name.
So what did you do?
I called the DMV and I got the citation number. Then I called the court to find out why she got pulled over and what day it happened and stuff. And then they start sending me papers in the mail from the collection agency.
Let me see your papers.
This from the collection agency, and this from the DMV. And the collection agency saying that they put a hold on my license, and the DMV said that they was going to suspend my license if I didn't clear it up. And that's
Now,
the
your
only
particular
thing.
problem is you were on maternity leave from your job as a bus driver,
Yes, ma'am.
and you couldn't go back to work for a period of time because your license was suspended,
Yes, it's on hold.
on hold for a period of time.
Yes, ma'am.
How long were you out of work?
I was supposed to go back from October 10th till now.
And you haven't been able to clear this up?
I just went to court on the 30th for this ticket to get the paper saying that I didn't do it.
And how much do you earn a month?
1806.
Your defense is it's her fault, right?
Yes.
Because if she hadn't given you the date of birth,
I wouldn't have told the police, right?
did you ever tell anybody that you had given misinformation?
It was only me and her who knew because we were in the car together. It was me, her, and her baby.
Did you ever tell the truth to the police?
To the police.
To the shh. to the police? Did you ever tell the truth to the police so that you got her off the hook?
No.
No. I'd like you to sit down for a minute, please. This is going to take 2 seconds. Step over here, please. Now you're the plaintiff. Now you're the defendant. Now, Miss Boyd, this is a lawsuit that you filed against Miss Booten, right?
Right.
And you filed this lawsuit against Miss Booten for $1,000.
Right.
And your claim, why don't you tell me what your claim is
Because
against Miss
from
Booten?
loss of work, and I lost $400 behind this.
How is she responsible for your lost wages from
Because
work?
they took $400 from me
For the ticket.
for the ticket. They were both taking the money from me.
Did you take $400 from her?
No, I didn't.
Let me read you your claim that you filed, madam.
I see it, it's right.
You say she should be responsible
She should be responsible.
for
right.
aiding me in giving the police the misinformation that caused them to issue a citation in her name, because but for her giving you her date of birth, you would not have given the police that misinformation.
Right.
I'm suing the defendant for $1,000 for the stress caused and lost wages.
Yeah.
I think she needs a real reality check. Would you say she needs a reality check?
Better detox.
Yeah, right. Perfect. Your case is dismissed. Now, on your case, just stand up for a second. You may sit down. You may sit down. Not a genius to give your cousin's date of birth, madam. Do you understand? Now you can move back over here. Play little musical chairs. Move back over here. All right, Miss Boyd, let's talk about an R word. R word, responsibility. Responsibility means that if you give misinformation to the police out of your mouth that causes somebody else a problem, even if somebody else told you that information, it's your responsibility.
That's true.
That's not what you say in your answer.
But I'm saying it doesn't cause them to take my money from me.
Oh, I'm going to take a lot more money from you. Because of your actions, she was out of work for at least 2 months because she couldn't drive without a good license, because you opened up your big mouth and lied to the police when you got stopped. That has nothing to do with the police and your broken windshield and you didn't have insurance on your car. That's something between you and the police, madam. With regard to Miss Phillips, you owe her $2,600. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step back.
I hope she don't use my license again. Get your own license.
I was wrong for using her name. Yeah, true enough. I was wrong. I admit I was wrong. I shouldn't have done it, and I regret doing it.
She know her name and her birthday, and I never told her to use her name.
She has a good job, and, because of that, she did.
And lived together for about 8 years. You have one child together.
Yes.
Several years ago, you and the defendant, according to your complaint, purchased a used car, a very old used car, a 1972 used car. According to you, you have possession of that car. She has the title to that car. You want her to either sign over the title to the car to you or pay you not only half the amount of money that you claim to have put into the car, which was $550, but also all the repairs that you made on the car in the time that you were driving it.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Now let's get to your end. Your end is that you actually purchased the car. That's why it's titled in your name. That he never put $550 into the car. That when you broke up, you had an arrangement with him, and that agreement was that he would return to you all of your property, in exchange for which you would sign over the title to the car. However, he failed to return all of your property to you, and therefore you didn't sign the title over to him. So you either want the car back or you want the blue book value of the car, which you claim is well over $2,000. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Ha ha! There we go. Let's give both of these people a reality check. Cars do not appreciate. Cars depreciate. If you buy a car for $1,100, 2.5 years later, it's not worth $2,500. You got it? Perfect. And you, sir, you had use of a car for 8 months, you drove a car for 8 months, you had to fix it in order to drive it. That's your problem. Got it?
Correct.
Perfect. Now, you had an arrangement with her to return all of her property.
Yes, which I did return her property.
What property did he not return?
He did not give me important documents. My birth certificate.
Your birth certificate?
Yes.
Shh.
Okay.
Do you have her birth certificate?
There's a bunch of stuff in storage. I have no idea, Your Honor.
When you say there's a bunch of stuff in storage, her stuff in storage?
My child's personal belongings. I have her birth certificate and her records.
Yes. But you don't know if her birth certificate is there.
I have not been through it, no.
You can either go through it, Ms. Titsworth, or you can call and get another birth certificate. Do you understand?
Yes.
What's next?
There was 4 TVs in the home. I did not receive I didn't receive anything out of my home.
Who purchased the televisions?
I did with my money.
Mr. Halliday, did you return any television sets to her?
We had a verbal agreement, and she stated after she would not sign the car, she did not want one thing out of that house and to throw her stuff away.
What part of did you give her any television sets didn't you understand?
I understood every part of that.
So why don't you just answer my question?
I did not give her any televisions.
Why not? Didn't you think she would like to have one?
She didn't ask for one.
She's asking for one now, or maybe 2.
There's one TV, and that was in my child's room. The other 2, well, there's a brand new one which I had bought.
Yes.
The other TV, what was in my child's room, was my mother's TV that was borrowed. She can have a TV. That's no problem.
How many TVs did you purchase?
Well, I purchased 3 of the TVs in my home.
Do you have any proof that you did?
No, because I paid cash for everything. Most of the things I had to get was from garage sales.
All right. What else do you claim he didn't return to you?
On my cutlery knives that I really enjoyed. I mean, there was pictures, the pictures that he did give me of my family ripped in half.
Did you do that?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Did you destroy them at all?
No, or she would have brought that.
Did you bring any of the ripped pictures?
No, I didn't. Everything that he did give, I had to take it all to the dump.
Now, Mr. Halliday, where were you employed in the last 5 years?
I was in the Carpenters Union. We have numerous jobs.
And how much did you earn in 1997?
Approximately $12,000.
98.
I think about 14 to 16,000.
99.
25,000.
How much will you have earned this year?
Roughly almost $20,000, I would guess.
How much have you paid in child support, sir?
We just went through our custody hearing.
That's not what I'm
Nothing.
asking you. You paid nothing.
My child was held away from me for 60 days. I had to go to court to be able to see my child. They gave me child support in November. They wanted to redo it. They just started it again. Now my child support is due. I am behind $88.
And were you advised of what Mr. Halliday's child support order would be?
It's supposed to be $118 a month, commencing November the 1st of 2000.
$118 a month. Ms. Titsworth, when Mr. Halliday and you were living together, I want you to think very hard. Did he ever do jobs, on the side jobs, paid in cash?
Yes, he did a lot of side jobs.
What kind of side jobs?
Well, he sold drugs for many years.
Shh! Up! You knew that?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a side job. I was talking more in terms of bookshelves, but that was far more lucrative. When did he stop selling drugs?
July of 1997, once we had our child.
Because you had your child?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's a good thing. Ms. Titsworth, you don't want this car, do you?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
You have the title to the car? Let me tell you why it would be very smart to turn it over to him. He can build up parking tickets on that car. If he drives around without insurance, you might have a problem. So it would be very wise of you to sign over the title of the car and forget it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Let's do it.
That's what I was going to explain. On my title, I did send off the application, everything for my title, to Nevada because I never received the title.
When did you send it?
It was sent off 1/12/2001. I even have the insurance. I still pay insurance on my car.
Why are you still paying insurance on the car?
Because it's still registered in my name.
The car's probably not worth very much. Why don't you just have the police just go and get it and turn in the plates on it and junk it?
Because I know he needed my daughter, when she did go with him, that she needed to get around. And that was when he lived by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Once he moved in with his mom, I mean, there's several cars there now.
Is this your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, Your
Step
Honor.
up here, please. Miss Halliday?
Yes,
How many cars do you have?
we have 3 cars,
Good. I just changed my mind. This is what
but
you go.
those are not mine.
I don't care whose they are. They don't belong to Santa Claus, do they?
No.
Good.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Holliday says his ex-girlfriend, Carrie Titsworth, won't return the title to his car. Carrie says the car is hers.
Pay careful attention to me. You have to protect yourself. As soon as you get the title, you have to take the title to the police and say, he is withholding my car. You get the car. They must give it to you. You either sell it or junk it. Because, Miss Titsworth, I have no assurance that even if you sign the title over, that he is going to take that title and do anything with it, like registering the car in his own name, which would mean you would still be liable in case he had an accident without insurance. You listening to me? In case he got parking tickets of $1,000. You would be responsible. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Halliday, your application to have her sign the title over to you at this time is denied. Your application for money is denied. You drove an $1,100 car for 2 years. She's been paying the insurance on the car?
Your Honor, I have insurance showing that I've had insurance since 1998 with no lapses. Here is my tax returns for 1999, the time we bought the car, $428, which I paid made $25,000 that I'd like to submit.
Good.
Here is when I asked for the...
Did you understand what I said to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Here's the
You have proof that you paid insurance on this car?
Yes.
Let me see it.
That's just 1 month of insurance right there. Showed that I had insurance for the last 3 years.
I don't care whether you have or whether you have not, sir. She has to protect herself. If someone with whom I were estranged had possession of a car that I couldn't get back, and as a result of that, I didn't know whether there was insurance on this car or not, the smart thing for me to do to protect any assets that I had was to maintain insurance. So whether you maintain insurance or not is really not the issue. The issue is she maintained insurance because she was forced to, because you have the car. She is exposed. Do you understand that?
Yes, and that's...
Good!
We were separating our property July 31st. I have these papers, if you'd like to look at them, to sign.
Sure.
And also I have some papers here from a court case that her lawyer wrote me that stated that the car was my car. If you'd like to look at that.
Absolutely.
Okay, I just highlighted it a little bit in red. It's on the front page. They stated she saw your vehicle. Well, that indicates it was my vehicle.
Just a second. Did you ever sign this bill of sale in front of a notary?
No, I did not.
That's not been signed.
No, it sure hasn't been.
No, that was our agreement.
It sure hasn't been.
So how am I going to pay my child's...
Just a minute. Ms. Titsworth indicates that on 2 occasions, Saturday, November 11th and Sunday, November 12th, she saw your vehicle at a parking lot of her employment where she was leaving at 4:30 in the morning. There is no reason for you to be in the parking lot of her employment at 4:30 in the morning. The only purpose could have been to harass or annoy her. You want me to assume from this sentence she indicates she saw your vehicle at the parking lot? That's it?
Well...
Is that...
Yes, correct.
Wrong. Listen to me. Complaint is dismissed. Be smart. Get your title. You may decide once you get your title and retrieve the car that you want to give it to him. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you want to do that so that your daughter's father will have an opportunity to have a car, that's fine. But you make sure that if that's done, you or someone else accompany him that day to motor vehicles to transfer the car so that it's transferred not only on paper, but it's transferred with the state. Do you understand?
Yes.
But you better protect yourself because you are vulnerable.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Counterclaim's dismissed as well. That's all.
Thanks.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
His motivation is just to get money from me.
She has a new boyfriend and just wants to get back at me for no reason.
And now the next case.
All parties on Weber versus Fidel. Step forward, please.
42-year-old baggage handler George Weber is suing his ex-girlfriend, 39-year-old teacher Jeanette Fidel, for an unpaid loan to fix her car. Jeanette admits to borrowing money, but says George is exaggerating the amount.
Mr. Weber, according to your complaint, you met the defendant over the internet in October of 1999 and subsequently started to date the defendant.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you claim that in May of the year 2000, she ran into some car trouble, and you agreed to take out a personal loan and give her money so that she could purchase a new car. There was an agreement that she repay you that money in installments. She gave you one $200 payment and then stopped, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant says that she never borrowed that kind of money from you. She did, in fact, borrow $200 from you to fix her car, but paid you back, right?
Correct.
So, Mr. Weber, Let me hear the tale of the May loan, please.
Okay, Jan's car was stolen, was totaled. At the time, she was claiming her father was selling a car, and she needed the cash right away. So she couldn't get a loan. She told me to try to get a loan.
Look at me, sir.
I'm sorry. So I told her I would get a loan on good faith if she would pay me back. Here's my loan check. I gave it to Jan, and she cashed it.
Can I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am. And then...
Just a minute. Well, Miss Fidel, you clearly cashed this check in the amount of $2,112.
At my bank.
I don't care at whose bank.
That's true.
Well, you didn't tell me that in your answer. Yes?
Because he couldn't get to his bank fast. He couldn't travel that far. It's like 2.5 hours away. So he asked me to cash it at my bank, which I did. That was not for me, though. That was for him. He's from Chicago, not Indiana. He was down visiting me, leaving for Boston and Washington, D.C. He gave me $200 out of that so I could fix my car, which I did. There's my canceled check for that. He took the rest, and he went on vacation. He gave me $200 out of it.
Can I? She wanted me to deposit.
Just a minute.
And that's the extent of it.
No.
Your Honor, I have
Just a minute. No. Your story doesn't make sense, Miss Fidel, for this reason. The check that he got as a loan was dated the 25th of May of the year 2000. He got the check and he came, according to you, to visit with you, and then you give me a check that allegedly is dated June 17th, marked car.
Correct. That was for the car. When he helped me fix it, was for the car, so I would know.
No, ma'am, that was for a payment. I have receipts for that, too.
How much after she got this check for $2,000 did your relationship terminate?
I hurt my back May 20th, so relationship probably at the end of June.
So within 4 weeks of receiving this check.
Right,
Is that right?
She terminated a relationship, right.
Did there come a time, Mr. Weber, that you did go to Washington and Boston?
Yes, ma'am, I work for major airlines, but that was before this all happened.
You mean before this loan?
Yes, ma'am, because I was on injury time. I can't fly on injury time.
When did you go there? Do you remember?
March.
When did you injure yourself, sir?
May
May 20th?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of injury did you have?
I had a back injury.
How did you get to her house on May 25th in order to cash this check?
I drove, which is 60 miles from my house.
So your back wasn't bad enough so you couldn't drive?
Well, I drove. I was in a lot of pain driving.
I'm sorry.
But you drove?
Yes, ma'am. Because I cared for her. I wanted to see her.
What kind of work do you do with the airlines?
Baggage handler.
So you got to pick up heavy bags?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you travel the airline, sir, do you travel at a reduced rate?
Service charge, ma'am.
Just a service charge?
Yes, ma'am.
And you wouldn't be foolish enough to travel the airline across the country when you're putting in for some sort of back-related injury because of the airline. That would be pretty stupid, wouldn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure it would be. You understand, Miss Fidel? He wouldn't go to Washington and Boston at a time when he's saying he can't move to his job. Right? So I have to deal with proof, and I have to figure out which of the two of you is not telling me the truth. Miss Fidel, I choose you. Because that's what the proof is. The proof is that you did, in fact, cash this check. You return $200 of that money in a check that's marked car. Is not marked car repair. It's just marked car. So that's $1,812 she owes you. Is that right?
Without interest, yes, ma'am.
What's the interest rate?
That was 37.9%. And the reason
What?
yes, ma'am, the reason I got that loan...
37%?
Yes, ma'am, I have it right here. At that time, because she needed the check right away because the car was going fast. But
The car to her father was going fast?
Yeah, she said that her father was selling somebody else.
The title.
She said somebody else was going to buy the car,
I
so
didn't
she wanted the
even
money
get
really
the
fast.
car till
But
October.
I refinanced the loan through my credit union, and the interest rate is only 13%.
And it was I didn't have to pay my father anything for that car.
Oh, I don't care whether you had to pay your father for the car or
it's right
not.
there,
I don't
so
care. I don't know
that's
what you did with the money,
I
but I
didn't
believe
have
that
the
he
money.
gave you the money.
Okay.
You claim that you needed the $200 in order to repair the car that you were currently driving. Is that correct?
Correct.
Show me the bill.
That I didn't bring.
That was your defense. Your defense your defense was you needed the $200 to fix the car that you were currently driving. That is your entire defense. So one would assume that you would have brought me a bill from a car repair shop in the amount of approximately $200. Who are you?
I'm her brother. I'm the one that fixed the car.
You're the one that fixed the car.
Yes, I am.
Bull. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000, which to me covers appropriate interest. That's all.
Why does that excuse you? May step out.
He still calls me, and I need to get a restraining order, and he's still in love with me.
Stay away from her.
Over with now. I can get on my life and just leave her alone.
Nah, I'm scared for her safety, really.
I want nothing to do with it. It's the best thing we did to terminate this relationship.
Meet people through people, and not computers.
A drunken Michael crashed while giving her a ride on his motorcycle. Michael is countersuing for being forced to drive.
Order. All rise. This is case number 4. You okay?
Wait till you hear this one.
This is case 455, Judge, in the matter of Elliott versus Durkin. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
I want you to listen carefully to this.
I will do.
It seems that Miss Elliott was out at a bar with some friends. The defendant was also there. Both had been drinking. He was drinking a lot. According to Miss Elliott, the defendant insisted on giving her a ride, despite the fact she'd come with other people to the bar, to their next stop, which was somebody's house, another hot spot, who knows. Mr. Durkin was driving a motorcycle. Miss Elliott says that Mr. Durkin insisted on giving her a ride.
Of course.
And she got on his motorcycle, and there was a bad accident, and she was injured. Prince Charming over here was afraid that because he was so drunk he was going to get in trouble. He left the scene and left her there in not such good shape. So that's part of the story. So far, I have your story down pretty pat.
Yes, ma'am.
Genius over here is countersuing.
4.
He says she insisted on this ride, and he said, no, 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 because I'm too drunk to give you a ride, right? You told her that, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And she forced herself on him. And his countersuit says that she was holding on so tight that when he flipped over this meridian divider, he not only injured himself, but suffered all kinds of emotional stress. Now you've heard from me.
Have a good time.
Now we're going to hear from them. When did this incident take place, Miss Elliott?
October 31st, Halloween night.
What did you go as?
I was a fairy princess.
Mr. Durkin? And you?
I wasn't dressed up.
She was dressed up as a fairy princess.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And you were at a bar?
A nightclub.
What time did you get there?
Probably around 9, 10-ish.
What time did you meet the defendant?
Around 9, 10-ish when I arrived.
What time did you leave together?
Around 11.
And tell me about leaving.
Well, I wanted to go meet some other friends, and he said he'd offered to give me a ride, and my friends who I came with, they wanted to go home, so I said, okay, we'll just go to the club, and then we can go back to my house.
I didn't ask for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. She was with me. She tried to talk him out of it. I wasn't in a good state of mind.
What do you mean you weren't in a good state of mind?
I had been drinking.
So you were drunk?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah?
And I thought that it'd be okay to ride with him, to go to the club, and then we would go back to my house, hang out with, because I figured my friends would still be awake. I got on the bike. My roommate, who I came with, she tried to talk me out of it. When I'm drunk, I don't listen. She said she tried to talk him out of it.
And he was drunk, so he didn't listen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah? So you got on the bike?
Yeah. And she tried. She tried really.
All right, she tried. She tried, and she really wants to talk to me badly. So you got on the bike. And what happened when you got on the bike?
He was driving fast. I mean, showing off. I've ridden with people on motorcycles. I know how they a lot of the time act. They show off, you know, for girls, drive fast, go between cars and whatnot. And I told him I was always just scaring me, please stop. He said okay. He said he would try. We came to a red light. There was a truck in front of us. He made a left-hand turn, and he hit the median. He ran over the median. Like a minute after he said he'd try to drive better. After he ran over the median, I remember just thinking, oh my God, this isn't happening. I was screaming, crying, and he told me to get up. And he said, you're bleeding, but you're going to be all right.
He was right.
Thank you.
Oh, he was right. You probably were bleeding, and you see
Yeah,
you standing here.
I was
and
bleeding.
you see you standing here, so you're all right.
Yes, but I was bleeding bad. I have pictures.
Oh, I'd like to see your pictures.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, not good, you know, but. And that third one in that first stack, that's the second day with my eyes open. It swelled more.
When you took this picture in your fairy princess costume, is there any reason why you put the crown on?
My friend who took it.
What a sense of humor. So you broke your nose, you had to have it rebroken.
Yes, ma'am.
You had
I
two
still
black eyes, and you want all your medical bills paid.
Lost wages. I had to retake 2 classes. I missed 2 weeks of school. Medical bills that insurance wouldn't cover. And then I still have permanent scarring.
All right, so you have insurance on this motorcycle?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
So why didn't you put into his insurance?
On
what?
Insurance, I mean, they paid for some of the medical expenses. I mean,
Well,
I couldn't get a hold of it. I didn't
Did you put
know.
in to his insurance carrier for the injuries that you sustained as a result of this accident?
I wasn't sure if he had insurance. I didn't talk to him. I didn't.
Well, you should have.
I mean, he denied it even happened.
Listen to me. The first thing you do when you have an accident like this is you get a lawyer. Because the lawyer sues his insurance company. So I don't know why you didn't do that.
I didn't know the procedure.
Well, now you know it, so I would suggest that maybe you do that. Maybe. All right, Mr. Durkin. Now, this accident happened pretty much the way she says it did, right?
Oh, no, Your Honor.
Well, tell me how the accident happened.
This is outrageous, all right?
Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm the only one that gets hysterical here.
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry. It was Halloween night, okay? And I was just sitting at home, and I was by myself, and I decided, hey, I'm going to go out, right?
Listen, let me explain something to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Get to the club. 10
All right,
o'clock
I'm
at
at the
night.
club. I'm up in the bar, and I'm having a few drinks, and I'm 3 sheets to the wind, Your Honor, all right? Up comes a little fairy princess, and she's talking to me, and I thought she was pretty cute, you know, but I mean, anyway, we started talking, we got along pretty well, right? And after about...
Get to the bike!
Okay, Your Honor, after an hour. Your Honor, listen.
Bird, do me a favor.
Talk to me.
Stand behind him. Okay. Stand behind him. If he does that again, execute him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kendra Elliott says fellow partygoer Michael Durkin owes her for medical bills resulting from a motorcycle crash. Michael says Kendra forced him to drive.
Get to the bike,
All
sir.
right, yes.
She's on the bike.
This is pertinent, Your Honor.
Not pertinent. You're
Okay.
on the bike.
We wrecked. Yes,
Fine.
we wrecked.
Good. Now, she's laying on the ground, I assume, pretty bloody. And what made you take off, Mr. Durkin?
Your Honor, I was scared, all right?
That's fair. That's a fair... Shh, shh. Stop with this, Trionics. Put your hands on the table. Put your... That's perfect. That's where I want you to keep them. Bird, make sure he keeps those hands on the table. You were scared. That's a fair statement. You knew you were drunk, that you were going to be in serious trouble, so you took off and you left her. You had never met her before, so you figured she'll take care of herself. Some truck had come or something. Is that...
I was conned into... Your Honor, I was basically like, I was convinced to take her on the bike, okay?
Listen, Durkin,
Yes, Your Honor.
Durkin, listen to me. I don't care who you've told this story to before. I don't want to hear that part of the nonsense that you were conned into taking her on the bike. Because listen to me.
I don't mean conned, Your Honor.
Because you shouldn't have been on the bike. Do you want to know
That's
why?
correct, and I
Right.
didn't want to get on the bike, Your Honor.
Did you receive an order from the President of the United States commanding you to get on your bike?
No, Your Honor.
Now
but
just
there was a
answer
little
it. That's
girl-
a no. I assume your bike is started with a key? Listen to me very carefully. These require yes or no answers. Nothing other than that. Does your bike require a key to start it?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you went into the club, did you leave the key in the bike?
No, Your Honor.
So would it be a fair statement that when you came out of the club, she got on the back of the bike, you removed the key from a pocket, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
You took the key that you removed from your pocket and you put it in the ignition.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then you have a kickstand on the bike.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you put it up. I assume you did all of those things.
Yes, Your Honor.
All of those things required some thought. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Completely.
So that the fairy princess didn't fly down and sit on the back of your bike while the bike was in motion. You did all of those things while she was on the bike. So it was a conscious in your unconscious state of mind choice to give her a ride on your bike while you were intoxicated. That's stupid. However, Mr. Durkin, she's just as stupid. And I don't care how much her friends tried to convince her not to go.
Her friends weren't even there, Your Honor. She sent them
Wait
away.
just a second. I was speaking to him.
How are they not there?
You're doing all right now.
Just do me a favor. Step yourself outside. You're irritating me. So, Miss Elliott, you're drunk. You get on his bike. You know he's drunk.
No, ma'am.
Oh, well, the only reason that you didn't know he was drunk is because you were drunk. And you had a choice. Your choice was, in your drunken state, to leave with your friends and go back to the house and sleep it off. That was your choice.
Yes, ma'am.
You chose, in your drunken state, knowing that he's drunk and going someplace else. You get hurt? That's your fault. That's just taking care of your lawsuit. You want to somehow pursue his insurance company? You're free to do that, Miss Elliott. In this court, you're not going to get a dime for stupidity. Now let's deal with your counterclaim, Mr.
Yes,
Durkin. And I'm going to deal with it as fairly and expeditiously as I can.
Please.
It's dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I would still like to apologize, except it upsets me that she came to court and lied.
I just basically, though, wanted everybody to know that he did. I mean, he's a jerk, obviously.
And now the next case.
All parties on War, Kenton Jr. versus Cooper. Step forward, please.
32-year-old concrete business owner Ron Workington is suing his ex-girlfriend, 30-year-old security truck driver Lisa Cooper. Ron claims Lisa lied about the paternity of her daughter.
Mr. Workington, according to what I've read, you and Miss Cooper lived together on and off for about 6 years. Starting when, sir?
In the summer of '94.
And in 1997, were you living together?
Yes.
When did you start living together?
The summer of '94.
Through when?
It was off and on till about August of 1999.
When you say off and on, you left, she left during periods of time?
A couple times here and there. It was a short period of time.
What do you mean, a week or two or a month?
Month at the most, month and a half.
And during those periods of time, would you leave or would she leave?
It was basically her decision to leave most of the times.
Okay. And you had a child?
A little girl.
A girl?
Mm-hmm.
And you continued to live together until August of 1999, separated, and in March of 2000, according to your complaint, a DNA test was done for some reason, and it was determined that the child was not yours. Your lawsuit wants to be reimbursed from the defendant for all the support that you contributed to the child during those 3 years. What prompted you to take a DNA test?
She told me in
March.
Shh, don't, I'll give you a
She
shot.
told me in June of last year when I was involved in another relationship with my girlfriend here. She told me that the child that I thought that I had was not my child. And she said that she knew the person that this child was fathered by. So I stopped paying her the money for the child at that point.
You had been voluntarily paying child support from August of '99 until June of 2000?
Yes, I was actually giving her money on a weekly basis.
After you left?
Yes.
What were you giving her?
I was giving her like $300-400 a month.
Is that correct?
No.
Was he giving you any money after August of
No,
1999?
he did. When we separated and I was completely away from him, he did not give me any money.
I'm just curious, do you have any proof that you gave her any money?
No, ma'am. I gave her cash money every week. It was one of those things that we were in the relationship since
You hardly
1994.
worked.
I didn't realize I was going to be in this situation 4 or 5 years down the road, so I didn't have any recollection that I was giving her cash deceitfully. I was giving it out of good faith, giving her money, paying her car payments, paying her bills that she has, you know, thinking that we had a relationship together for you know, eternity, more or less.
Well, eternity usually means marriage. Can you tell me why, since 1994, nobody used the M word?
No.
Well,
it
did you want to get married?
It had been talked about.
No. You did not want to get married.
Well, obviously, she had a kid with somebody else.
Obviously. When, for the first time, Miss Cooper, did you have a sense that this might not be his child?
It would be March of 2000.
And what made you suspect in March of 2000 that the child might not be his?
Because of all the comments that were made to me regarding Tyler's eye color, because we both have blue eyes and she's got brown eyes.
So, brown eyes are dominant.
Should have been the intention at the very beginning, 3 years ago. I should have been told that instead of 3 years later.
Sir, if you're not married and there is a child, there is a way of legitimatizing that child legally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you've had, according to you, an off-again, on-again relationship, she leaves for a month, she leaves for a couple of weeks, she leaves for a week.
But when the times that she had left and came back, that didn't stop her from asking for the money and didn't stop me paying her the money for... See, she has another child, and I supported that child also. She was supposedly getting child support.
You don't get paid back for that?
Oh, I know.
You don't get paid back for that?
No. At the very beginning, the actual father, when she was in this other court hearing for the DNA testing and everything, she knew beforehand because he wrote her a check, a $400 check, that I saw and my girlfriend saw at the court date, that he'd given her a $400 check for supposedly an abortion.
Where's the check?
That she did not, she told him that she took care of it. So the father was actually just as surprised as I was to find out about this whole situation.
Has there been an order declaring someone else the father of your daughter?
Yes.
Has DNA testing been done on that
Yes.
case? And did you get the test results in that case?
Yes.
And what were the test results in that
That he was 99.9%.
Father?
Yes.
So there is really no issue now. Yes.
I have a birth certificate of the child that has my signature on it and her signature stating that, as the best of her knowledge, that I am the father of the child.
That was the
No. Listen to me, sir. When you were in the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
when this little girl was born, and they came in and they brought you papers to sign.
Yes.
I mean, I know what the drill is. Been around the park a couple of times. She didn't say that you were the father. You said that you were the father.
That's what my intentions were the whole time.
Right. You have to use your noodle. But there is no cause of action in any jurisdiction unless you can prove fraud. Now, the one thing that you did say to me that sort of piqued my interest was you said that there was a check that someone else wrote.
The actual father of the child.
Okay. Did that ever happen?
No.
Well, I would need to see proof of that because that might be some indication that she perpetrated a fraud on you. Right now, she just made a bad guess.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
She guessed wrong. Maybe it was wishful thinking that you were the father. But you would have to establish to my satisfaction that she knowingly perpetrated a fraud on you.
Mm-hmm.
Her saying to you, listen, you might or might not be the father because there is a possibility somebody else is the father, that's not fraud. But if she knew that someone else was the father, told you that you were the father, and took money from you under false pretenses, then you might have a case to get some of your money back. So, case is dismissed, sir. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They get on with their life and I'll get on with mine.
Make sure the child's yours before you pay out any money.
That I didn't know anything about.
My mother doesn't believe in interracial dating.
Mother and daughter, mixed emotions.
She should have come to me instead of sneaking around.
She told me if I ever did bring a white guy into the house that she would not approve.
She was saying, well, I'm leaving, and
I was grounded the whole entire summer.
Sometimes you have to rely on your own the car, I assume.
It's a lease car. I co-signed with Angela.
Okay, but you don't know anything about this, other than what she told you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right? You weren't there during the course of this incident.
No, I was not.
Why don't you have a seat? Ms. Black, the defendant was your boyfriend.
Yes.
And according to you, in June of this year, you were at a party, and you claim that he damaged your car. That's what you're suing for.
Right.
He acknowledges that at this party, or shortly after the party, he smashed out the windshield on your car, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Your defense to that is that you believe her insurance paid for it.
I believe so. Yep.
And you have a counterclaim.
Yes.
Which I will get to in a minute. But let me ask you a couple of questions first. Were you her boyfriend in June of 2000?
Yeah.
You went to this party together?
Yes.
She picked you up in her car?
Yes, ma'am.
And had you been going out steadily until that point?
On and off for about 2 years.
So why don't you tell me what happened at this party in June? Because you claim that there is substantially more damage than the windshield that he did to the car.
We were leaving Winona, and I wanted to leave early. He didn't want to, so we started fighting at the party. Then we were driving in the car, and he was screaming and yelling. While I was driving, he was punching out the windows. He punched it probably about 30 times. The rear mirror fell off. He was punching the dash. There's a big dent in the airbag on the dash. Punched the glove box. That's broken. And it was about a 45-minute drive. He did it the whole way home, was yelling and screaming. So Justin finally passed out in the car. We got to his house, and I ran in and got his other roommate while he was sleeping in the car. And his roommate came out. Me and him came out together. As we came out, Justin was standing up, urinating in my car, kicking my car doors. And that's when Joey came out and told him to get out of there, and then he just started yelling at me, screaming at me, calling me every other name. And then he said, "See you later." I left. I went home.
But then you went to another party with him.
No.
Yes, we did.
We went later that night. My friend Brianna came over and got me, and we went to the street dance, Rochester street dance. He was there. We didn't go together. Me and Brianna went together.
Had you discussed going to that party with him?
I knew that they were all going, him and his roommates. Everybody in Rochester goes. It's everybody. It's just a yearly thing.
I went home with her that night after that.
So you went to this Rochester street dance, and you met up with him. And what happened when you met up with him?
He was a little bit more calmed down. He said he was sorry. He was going to pay for my damages. And he said he wanted to talk. So we left the street dance together, went to my house. We got to my house, and I told him that he was still too drunk. I didn't want to talk to him at that time. I wanted to wait till the next day. He still was yelling and screaming.
You mean you couldn't tell that he was drunk when you met up with him at the dance?
You know, I should have, but no, I couldn't. He was
Yes.
at the
Because she was drunk, too.
Shh. I'm going to get to you in a minute. So you exercised a lot of bad judgment.
Right. Yes.
Because if he's drunk as a skunk a couple of hours before, you don't put him in your car again.
Right.
Did you drive a different car or the same car?
The same car.
With a busted out windshield?
Yeah, another mistake.
Were your parents home?
No, I didn't live with my parents. So then after that, when we went back from the street dance at my house, it was probably around midnight, 1 o'clock, he was yelling at me and screaming when we got home, so I locked him out of my bedroom door. He sat outside. That's when he was punching my walls, said that he was going to kill me, and he wanted to talk to me. I wouldn't let him in. I just let him out there still pounding. He passed out on the floor. The next morning I brought him home, and then again he said he was sorry. He was going to fix the damages. And we left it at that. We were fine at that point.
Let's hear it.
We were at the party. We were both been drinking all day. There was a bikini contest. She was in it. And she went to change. We all, Nelson, 2 of my other roommates, we talked to the girl that won the contest. I gave her a hug. Angie seen that. She got mad. We got in an argument. She was yelling at me, hit me. I got reports. She went to detox before when she hit me. The cops hauled her away. I got that report here, too, if you want to see it.
I do.
Okay. And then, you want that now? Or?
Sure.
Okay.
Is this the only time in April of this year that you've been taken in for drinking?
Yeah.
The only time?
Yeah.
That's not true, Your Honor. She got pulled over, got a DUI, too, and she didn't have her license the whole time she was driving.
No, I did not.
When did you get pulled over for DUI?
That was way before summer, and I was never charged with it, ever.
You were pulled over
I got
for
the
a
police
DUI?
report right here that says she does not have her license, too.
And that was suspended, and I was not aware of that either.
Mr. Bauer, this was probably not a good idea to co-sign a leased car for your daughter. Sit
Yes,
down.
ma'am.
I have pictures of my car also and estimates and receipts of me paying for the windshield myself.
Okay, let me see it.
Pictures of the car. Okay.
It's a new one.
What?
Sorry.
She don't watch the show much, does she? Come on.
You have a receipt for the windshield?
Yep, right in there. After the second page.
$255?
And then the rearview mirror was 15, which is on the third page. And then there's one for the glove box in there, which is $635 for the glove box and the airbag.
Well, what's wrong with the glove box and airbag?
He punched the airbag and they have to replace the whole dash, and he punched the glove box.
Why do they have to replace the whole dash?
Because the airbag, they said the airbag's $635. He ruptured the airbag by punching in the dash.
I did not do that, Your Honor.
No? How'd you break the windshield?
I punched it.
How many times did you punch it?
Twice.
Maybe 3 times?
Maybe 3.
Maybe when you were punching the windshield, your hand accidentally slipped and you hit the dashboard?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe so, but you were pretty drunk.
Yeah.
Good.
Your Honor?
What?
There was blood all over. There was urine from him, the cigarette burns, and the punch dash. and the mirror was punched not 2 or 3 times. Look at the pictures. They were punched about 20 times.
You have some responsibility here. Responsibility is you don't take somebody who is drunk in your car.
I learned my lesson.
Well, the two of you drink, and you were probably drinking yourself. You shouldn't have been driving a car in the first place, not with him or without him. Now let's get to your counterclaim, Mr. Dino. You say that in 1999 she stole $4,000 worth of checks of yours.
Checks and furniture and among other things, yes.
You were living together at the time.
Yeah, well, she moved out. She called me one day, it was a Thursday, and she wanted to come get the rest of her things out of the house. I said, that's fine. I said, come get it Saturday, I have to work tomorrow. So she knew that I was going to be at work, so she came there with a bunch of her friends from Winona and took a U-Haul and pretty much cleaned the place out. She took a $1,500 leather couch that we were paying for.
All right, but this is all in 1999. You did nothing about this in 1999, and you continued to be her boyfriend.
I got
Listen to me.
Reports right here.
Listen to me. You did nothing about this in 1999.
No, because I did not know that until I went to the bank. I did not know that she was writing all these checks out.
Well, when did you go to the bank, sir?
Went to the bank, and I filed an affidavit in, like, the 1st of January.
Just a minute. Are you saying to me that she forged your name to checks?
Yes,
Let me
ma'am.
see.
Right here, and here's...
Let me see.
My checks, and these are copies of all the ones that she wrote.
When did you move out of the residence that you were sharing?
December 23rd.
All of these checks were written before December the 23rd.
Yeah, I know, but she moved out November 15th.
These are all before she moved out, sir.
No, they were not, Your Honor.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a discrepancy between your statement and her statement, but there is some credibility that I must lend to her statement because you knew about these checks, according to you, in January of 2000.
Yeah.
And yet you chose to continue, despite the fact that, according to you, she stole $4,000 from you to be her boyfriend in June of 2000.
I know.
So what are you bothering me with this for now?
Because she's trying to claim that I did things to her car that I never did.
Oh, but you did. You broke her windshield.
Yeah, I know that.
And in all probability, while you were breaking her windshield, you pounded her airbag. And you don't remember that because you were drunk. What?
He also did more damage, Your Honor, than just the airbag, in that the police report and the estimates and the pictures show the cigarette burns and the blood and the urine in the car. He did that too.
And what about your daughter's responsibility, sir?
She wasn't urinating in the car. She wasn't
She
punching the
took
window.
a drunk in her car. Not once, but twice the same night.
I'm not for that, Your Honor, but it was her boyfriend. I mean, I'm not for that. I don't like that either. But it was her boyfriend.
You got to get real, sir. You got to get real. She took
What was
a
I
drunk.
supposed to do? I know. What was I supposed to do?
Not you. I'm not saying you're supposed to do anything. You're
Okay.
supposed to take the car back from her. Listen, you ask, stand up here. What are you supposed to do? You take the car back from your daughter. That's what you do. When she's arrested in April and taken into custody for being intoxicated, so drunk that she couldn't see, by the police, because I have the police report, you say to her, sorry, darling, at your age, I'm not going to lease a car and be co-signer on that car until I'm satisfied that you are put your hand down, responsible enough to drive it. Clearly, you didn't do that, and clearly, what she did was she exercised bad judgment again, because the first party she went to, she was drinking. She put in somebody who was probably drinking more into the car. And not only that, but after he had done all of this damage to a car that your name is on, she took him home again. And you say to me, what was she supposed to do? It was her boyfriend? Get real, sir. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $895. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Oh, your counterclaim's dismissed. It's nonsense.
Drinking, partying's our problem, pretty much.
I told her that I would pay for her windshield, and then she ran off to Boston with Matt and a whole bunch of hockey players and everything else, so I never did.
And now the next case.
All parties on Jones versus Darling. Step forward, please.
53-year-old custodian Howard Jones is suing former friend, 42-year-old homemaker Sandra Darling, for money stolen from his safe. Sandra is countersuing for the return of a car and a television.
Mr. Jones, according to your complaint, you befriended the defendant and her children at a time when they were homeless, allowed them to stay in your home for a few days while she was awaiting some money so that she could move into an apartment. And it is your claim that while there, she stole money from a safe.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I believe that you claim it was some $3,700?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Darling says no way, and she has a counterclaim, which we will address in a moment. What makes you think she took your money?
She was the only one in my home at the time, Your Honor, her and her two boys.
How old are her children?
15 and 18, I think, Your Honor.
And what kind of a safe did you have, sir?
It's a small in-home safe, is all I can tell you. About so big.
Does it have a key?
Yes, it has a key and a tumbler to it. The key was kept in my nightstand by my bed. And since I was a bachelor, I had no problem leaving it there and knowing that it was going to be safe.
If you have a safe and it has a key, then you don't leave the key in the same room as the safe, because that defeats the purpose of a safe.
Yes.
You needed the key only after you had fixed the tumbler.
Right, Your Honor.
Did you give Miss Darling the combination to your safe?
No, like I said, it was on the last number, and all you needed to do was go and use the key to open it, go account.
So, not only do you have a tumbler that's a second stopgap for thieves, but you didn't use it.
Yes. I live alone, Your Honor.
No, you don't.
I found out the hard way.
You did, Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Now, did you take his money?
No, I didn't, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Jones, it's very unfortunate when you are rewarded for a kindness by having property missing, but you have to have some proof that this lady stole your money. And the fact that she was there isn't sufficient proof. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Miss Darling, you want to talk about your counterclaim?
Yes. Okay, at the time I met Mr. Jones, I was homeless, living between hotels. My kids was in one place, so he kind of helped me. We came involved with each other. So when I went into the shelter, he would come and pick us up every morning, 7 o'clock, to take my boys back and forth to school. So while the buses...
He was lovely to you.
Yeah, he was. He was a good friend to me.
So tell me about your counterclaim.
Okay, so he bought me a car. After I moved out of the shelter, when he claimed that I went in his safe and took his money, he came and took the car back.
Is the car registered in your name?
The car wasn't registered. We had just got the car on September the 29th. I moved out of the shelter on
So the car wasn't registered in your name?
In neither name.
Let's talk about what else you're suing him for.
Okay.
After all of his kindness to you.
Okay, my My stuff was in storage. And
Yes.
once I moved out, I went back to get my stuff out of storage. My kid's TV was gone.
Right. And there were only 2 keys.
I had one, and he had one.
Right.
Okay.
So you think he came and stole your TV?
Yeah.
Were your sons with you?
No, they were at school.
No, but were your sons with you during this time that your television was in storage?
Yes.
And you had the key?
Yes.
Right? You had a
Yes.
key. Maybe one of your sons took the key, went to storage, took out the TV, and sold it.
No, I don't think
You
so.
don't think so?
No.
Well, that's possible, isn't it, Miss Darling?
No, because we've been struggling ever since
No,
I
just
came
listen
in.
to me. I want you to... It's possible. The same way, Miss Darling, you say, I didn't take his money. He says they were the only ones there. You say he's the only other one with a key. You had a key.
Right, but the...
And your sons had access to your key. Maybe one of your sons took the key and went and took the TV and sold it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You don't think he's lying when you say that money was stolen out of his safe, do you?
I don't know if he was lying.
I don't think he was lying when he
all
says
I
money
know
was
is
stolen
I
out of...
didn't-
Listen to me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Why would he lie after he was so nice to you and your boys about money being stolen out of his safe?
That's what I wonder, too.
He was very nice to you, and if he's out $3,700...
That don't mean I took it. I wasn't... the
No, I
only-
understand that. I didn't say that you took it. I didn't say that one of you boys took it, although that's a possibility. What I'm saying is, if he's out all of this money, why would you even think, after he was kind to you, nice to your children, suing him for the cost of the car that he made to you as a gift?
My intentions was not to countersue him.
Perfect. Then we don't have a problem. Your lawsuit, sir, is dismissed, as is your counterclaim. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
This woman and her kids took my kindness, even got the deeds to my car now. I can't get back because she refused to give it back. It's not her car, it's my car.
I think I should have received that car back because I believe that when you buy a person a gift, they can't get mad at you and take it back. And that's what he did.
Leave homeless people alone.
According to your complaint, your husband, who had suffered a stroke some time ago, needed some assistance, and you hired the defendant because you were planning a European cruise. You hired the defendant who you knew from doing volunteer work at some senior citizen center. And according to you, after about a week on the cruise, he left. There was some disagreement. He left the cruise, and you want him to reimburse you for his tickets, which was some $3,000 for the cruise. Right?
Yes.
He has a counterclaim. He says that he was unceremoniously thrown off the ship, and it cost him some $400 to get back. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And when was the cruise scheduled?
July 25th is the day we left. We had a couple days in London before the cruise.
And your agreement with him was what?
To go on the cruise, all expenses paid. What he would have to do is shower and dress my husband and push the wheelchair. As soon as we got there, it's as if he was totally unable to handle his responsibilities.
And you said after the first day something happened. So tell me what happened.
Our first tour, we were getting off the bus. I asked Joe, bring the wheelchair so my husband could sit down. And so quickly, he jammed the chair against my husband's legs, almost knocking him down. I talked with my hands, and I just said, "Are you crazy?" And I just flung my hand back, and I went to reach for my husband.
Did he wheel him on that tour the first day?
As part of the time.
And then you went back to the cruise ship?
Well, even before we got back there, he told me he did not want to take care of Jack anymore.
What did he say?
He said, "I don't want to do this anymore." I said, "Excuse me?" He says, "I don't want to take care of Jack anymore."
Did he say why?
No, no explanation at all.
So then you got back to the cruise ship, and what did you do?
Well, we got back to the ship. I couldn't do anything that day. That evening, I heard him defaming me to some passengers, telling them that I assaulted him. And I spoke with him and asked him not to do that, that it's not appropriate, and it's none of anyone's business what happened between us. He said he wouldn't talk about it anymore, And he indicated to me that if he could find a way off the ship, he would do it. I told him to go see the purser. 2 days later, when we were in port, I went to the purser. Well, my stepson was sharing a cabin with Joe, and he was very disgusted that he would have to look at him after what Joe did to his father.
Well, why don't you step up, please? You're Richard?
Yes, ma'am.
You were sharing a cabin.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have any conversation with the defendant?
Very little. I was upset about the whole situation, so I avoided him.
Did he, in fact, after the incident, the first day on ship, have any contact with your father?
He actually got into a tuxedo that he had borrowed and participated in the formal dinner that night and came over and attempted to talk to Paula, at which time she asked him to, you know, just not talk to us.
Did he come and shower your father?
No, Your Honor.
Did he wheel him around at all?
No, ma'am. I took over and did all that.
Did you have any discussion with the defendant about leaving the ship?
Just the time that he told Paul if there was any way he could leave the ship that he would. So we went to the purser and tried to find out if that was possible.
And who communicated with the defendant that, in fact, arrangements had been made for him to be dropped off?
Paula and myself looked around the ship and found him in the library and explained the situation.
Who explained the situation?
I did.
What did you say to him?
I told him I arranged for him to leave the ship, and he only had a few minutes to pack.
Where were you?
Ireland, Cove, Ireland.
Okay.
And we assisted him to his cabin, watched him
So
pack.
you said to him you had arranged for him to leave the ship?
Yes.
What did he say to you?
He said, what? He didn't really say anything. I gave him his ticket from London to the United States, and I told him when you get to the airline, tell them you need to change your date, that you're flying back.
Okay. Now, Mr. Davidson, let's hear your version of the events.
Mrs. Tigger asked me to go on the cruise with her. The first agreement did not mention showering and dressing him. She said, I want you to wheel him around, and I want you to take him out on the deck after lunch and read to him. But the main reason I'm taking you on this cruise is that I am sick of having to get up during dinner to take him to the restroom.
At some point, you changed that agreement with her with regard to showering and dressing?
She said I had to shower and dress him and undress him.
When did she tell you that?
2 weeks before we left.
So that you knew that before you left?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
But before we left, she called me up on the phone and she said, I'm giving you a check for $2,500. I want you to cash it and give me the cash back. She was acting like she was paying me $2,500 to go on the cruise and then give her the money back.
Let's get to the cruise, Mr. Davidson.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We got to Le Havre. I put together his wheelchair. He sat down in it. I was wheeling his wheelchair. She came back and she assaulted me, saying that I had hit his foot.
How did she assault you?
She punched me with her hand.
Show me how she punched you. With a punch?
With a punch.
Yes.
On my right shoulder.
Yes.
She said, get away from us. We don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. Just leave. I went back to the ship. I tried to file an assault report. They refused to take it. I went to the purser. The purser said, are you leaving the ship? I said, I don't have tickets home to leave the ship. I can't leave the ship. She waited until we got to Ireland. They said, you're off the ship. They took me to my room. They made me pack my bags. They handed me this. And they said, you have to do this and you have to take that flight. And you have $200 in traveler's checks to pay for the flight.
Mm-hmm.
I got to London and the tickets weren't good for another 9 days.
Go ahead.
I explained to the airline what happened. They saved my life, Your Honor. They gave me a standby ticket. It took me 31 hours to get home.
Mr. Davidson, why would you think that she would unceremoniously throw you off the ship unless she had a problem with the way you were taking care of her husband?
Because she was angry with me because I wouldn't cash her check, and she didn't want me to go on the trip.
Well, that sounds sort of strange, Mr. Davidson, because you said that this was prior to you leaving by several weeks. At that point, it would have been very easy to cash in your ticket and say, forget it, I don't want you to go with me.
I feel I would still be standing here that she would have sued me for not going on the trip.
No. Now, that doesn't make sense, Mr. Davidson. What I just don't understand is something was sufficiently egregious about the way you were handling her husband so that she said, I don't want you to have anything to do with him anymore. Because I believe that you did say that, Miss Tigger. I believe that you said to him, get away, I don't want you to take care of him anymore.
That was the next night.
Whatever. Whatever. It was the next night. You said, I don't want you to have anything to do with him anymore. So that you don't get the money back from his crew. You don't get the money back. As it happens, he didn't even finish the trip. My question with regard to you is, do you have any sort of counterclaim? Because you said it cost you about $400 to fly from Ireland to London and then your taxi and everything else, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Had you ever been to Europe before, Mr. Davidson?
I've been to London once.
How long ago?
25 years.
And did you spend 2 days in London?
Yes.
So at least those couple of days were pleasant.
Yes, ma'am.
The reason that I asked you questions before with regard to your treatment of Mr. Tigger was because I can't figure out why she would have fired you. Because I believe she told you that she didn't want you to take care of her husband anymore. And I do believe that you also said to her, I'm not doing this anymore.
No, ma'am, I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Never?
No.
Did you appear at their door each morning to shower Mr. Tigger?
No.
That was part of your job?
Yes.
And you didn't do it?
No.
You didn't make an attempt to do it?
I went up to them on Sunday night and I apologized to Mr. Tigger.
What did you apologize for, Mr. Davidson?
I said, if I inadvertently hit your foot, which I did not do, I apologize. I would never do that.
But you did not report to their stateroom each morning.
They called up on the phone and said, send Richard.
Did you ever ask Mrs. Tigger for him to come down and shower your husband?
No.
Miss Tigger, you are not entitled to recoup from Mr. Davidson the money for the ticket.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson had cards made up. Personal travel companion, will travel worldwide. And on my dollar, he took these cards and was giving them out to passengers.
So what? So what does that have to
He
do
would
with you?
take a disabled person, leave them in their room, and go and enjoy himself on a cruise.
No, Miss Tigger. Please, please. That's really not what happened. And I don't blame you at all for deciding that Mr. Davidson was not giving your husband the kind of compassionate care that you thought he should have. But that doesn't mean you can recoup the ticket unless he left voluntarily.
He did leave voluntarily.
No, he did not leave voluntarily. He did not. You had him ejected from the ship. You just told me that you found him in the library. You had made arrangements for him. He did not even respond to you when you said to him, you're leaving now and you have to pack quickly because you only have a few minutes. You took him to his cab. I said, what did he respond? He said he went, he didn't know what to say. Now, if you had let him remain on the cruise ship for the entire course of your 10-day cruise, and if he did not, in fact, perform his duties, but he took full advantage of this vacation, then you might have had a cause of action. But you arranged for him to leave.
2.5 days after the incident, when he goes around like he's Mr. Hotshot, enjoying the cruise, yes, to tell you the truth, it totally disgusted me.
So then you made a
and defaming me to passengers and giving out his business card, which I had never seen before.
Doesn't make any difference. Giving out his business card and telling passengers that you assaulted him is not... You may consider it a reason, and it may be a reason because you say, look, he's talking badly of me, he's giving out his business card, and I'm footing the bill. So I'm getting him off this ship. That's what happened. So you did. You have to pay for it. You lose. The only thing that I have to consider is your counterclaim.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I do, in fact, believe, Mr. Davidson, that at some point you said, I don't want to do this anymore. You may have said it to her after she either pushed you on the arm or slapped you on the arm. You're not accustomed to that. I believe she probably did it out of anger because she saw that her husband either might have been hurt, his foot might have been hurt. But I don't believe that you have a cause of action. You had an option. When she came to you and said to you, you are leaving in Ireland, you could have said to her, I'm not going anywhere.
Yes, ma'am.
And just continue to enjoy the sea breeze.
Yes, ma'am.
And I will stay as far away from them as possible.
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't do that. That was your choice. Your case is dismissed, as is your counterclaim. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He had every intention of having an incident, hurting my husband, and then quitting so he could get a free cruise.
Paula is a control freak, and if you don't do what she says, the second she says it, she flips out.
And now the next case.
All parties on Turner versus Peak. Step forward.
33-year-old flight engineer Christopher Turner is suing his ex-girlfriend, 26-year-old child care provider Anna Peak, for the return of a computer monitor and a web camera. Anna says they were gifts.
You used to be the defendant's boyfriend. You broke up some time ago. You say that she has some property that belongs to you. She says everything that she has that you claim belonged to you were gifts. That's what this case is about.
That's correct.
Let's talk about the phone. What kind of phone are we talking
It
about?
was a Sony 900 megahertz phone. It was a little black phone. I used to call her on the phone, and when she used to go out and feed her ducks and chickens, her old phone she had just was constant static. So I got tired of hearing it after a while, so I just said, hey, I got an extra phone you can borrow. And I brought it over one day, and she used it from then on. I never actually said you can have it as a gift or anything like that.
What else?
A net cam.
A net cam. What's a net cam?
A net cam is something you hook up your computer, and you can get on Microsoft Net Meeting, and you can talk two ways, and it shows a video on it also.
Net cam. So tell me the circumstances surrounding you giving her the net cam.
I'm in the military, so when I go TDY, basically temporary duty, I go and fly to Japan, Hawaii, Alaska, and stuff like that for my job. So I always bring my laptop with me. So I got an extra net cam. I saw her online, so I asked her to bring up the program for...
Just a minute. You got an extra net cam. Do you have a net cam?
Yes, I do.
And what did you do with yours?
The first one I have, I let her borrow, and I just showed her
And
how
she
it
was
worked.
your girlfriend?
Yes, she was.
So you are telling me that you said, I am giving you this net cam that you can borrow, but if we break up, you have to give it back because I'm just loaning it to you.
I never actually said it, because I don't ever actually think we're going to break up or nothing like that.
Of
I guess
course
I'm
not,
I'm an
Mr. Turner.
optimistic
That's
person.
exactly what I'm saying, sir. You got it. That's exactly what I'm saying, because I don't think it's kind of romantic. You're off doing this TDY or whatever. You want to be as close as possible to your girlfriend, so you want to be able to communicate with her. So you go out and buy a new one. Not very romantic. You give her the old one, you keep the new one, but, you know, maybe you really weren't so sure about the relationship. What's next, Mr. Turner?
Basically a monitor also that I let her
A
borrow.
monitor. When did you give her the monitor?
Around December 18th.
December 18th. Under what circumstances did you give her the monitor? I assume this was for a computer.
Yeah, I built her a computer also. I built computers as a hobby. Well, she had a little 14-inch monitor, and I went to a computer show, and I needed an extra monitor also, so I got a good deal on one.
So you bought yourself a new one?
Yes, I did.
And you gave her your old one?
I took the new one out, put on my computer desk is like a two-tiered desk. So I already got one 17-inch monitor. When I put the second one on there, the second tier couldn't handle sort of bows in the middle. So I just put my 14-inch monitor on there and let her borrow the other one.
You walk into her house and you've got this new monitor, and you're in love.
Well, I don't know if it's... okay.
And it's a few days before Christmas. So you say to her, I have something here that you can borrow?
No, what I did, I had the computer wrapped up. I actually wrapped up a monitor because I had a necklace in there also.
Just a second. You wrapped up the monitor?
It's how, well,
Just a second. You wrapped up the monitor?
Yes.
In what kind of paper did you wrap the monitor?
It was Christmas wrapping paper.
And within that same package, you were also going to give her a necklace.
Yes.
Was it wrapped in the same Christmas paper?
It was actually in the computer box.
So you
originally
brought
I was
over three presents.
That's correct.
Wrapped in Christmas paper.
The monitor wasn't a present. I was just gonna, when I gave it to her, I said, hey, here's a computer. It wasn't a computer. When she opened up, she saw it was a computer. I said, what's in the big box is actually a smaller box. The other one I'm just gonna let you borrow.
You said that to her?
That's correct.
Mr. Turner.
No, he didn't.
You would have been out the door. What did she give you for Christmas?
A couple shirts, some pants, and something else. I'm not sure what it is.
Cologne, Obsession.
Oh, cologne.
Yeah, cologne also.
And it's a little gift bag with little playful stuff.
As far as you're concerned, all of these things were gifts.
Correct. Well,
you don't have to say any more. Correct.
Yes.
It's easy. Mr. Turner, get over it. They were all gifts. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Petty case, and he's a petty person, and it was ridiculous, and it's time to move on.
I knew the monitor was stretched, but the other stuff, I didn't present it to her as a gift. I actually loaned it to her.
You know, you can actually have all this stuff back.
Thanks. Get a prenuptial dating agreement or something.
You knew she was drunk. You continued her in your employ.
Yeah, because I felt sorry for her.
And one more for the road.
Had you been drinking?
Who, me?
That's exactly who I'm talking to, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
And when had you started to drink that day?
Not at all.
Miss Haas!
Okay.
Miss Haas, I know my business.
All right.
Watching this will be like looking into a Ouija board.
Sorry.
He doesn't know what time of breakfast.
Yes,
According
ma'am.
to your complaint, you had hired the defendant to manage your operation when you were out of town. Your complaint is that Mrs. Light wrecked your car and additionally stole a substantial amount of money from you. Mrs. Light denies wrecking your car and, of course, to stealing any money from you, and in addition has countersued for harassment and an assault that took place while she was in your employ. So, Ms. Haas, when did the employment begin?
Well, Kathy came sometime, I was critically injured, and it was sometime in July, and Kathy came and said she needed a job, that she'd never been able to get one, and would I give her a chance? And she's never, to my knowledge, had any kind of job at all, so I said I would give her a chance. But I didn't check any of her records or anything.
That doesn't make you a very good business person.
No, it doesn't.
So she came to work for you in July of the year 2000?
Yes, ma'am.
And when did you leave?
Well, actually, I didn't leave till October, but the incident when she wrecked the car, the two cars in particular, were us on September 30th.
Tell me about that.
Well, I was over with my boyfriend, who's now my husband, and I was over at his house in Red Bud, Illinois, and I had asked Kathy to bring me some money over. She was on my checkbook, and I asked her to bring me over $800 that we needed some money for some improvements we were going to do. So we were sitting at this like little bar and restaurant, and she came over there and she was highly intoxicated, and they asked us to leave the bar. So we took her down to Randy's mother's house, and she asked us to leave too. So Randy took Kathy up to his place where she insisted upon driving. She took the truck, and Randy was going to show her how to get to the road. It's a country road. She had a girlfriend with her who was not intoxicated. She hit the Camaro from behind with the Mazda truck and then went back to St. Louis. So she damaged not only the Mazda, but the brand new Camaro, which I have saved all my life to get.
Okay. Did she continue in your employ after September 30th?
Yeah.
She did?
Yeah.
Until what date?
Probably about November 11th when I came back from Florida, when the guest staying there had complained that she was doing a lot of narcotics.
Don't tell me what the guest
Okay.
said unless you have guests
Okay.
there.
All right.
November 11th of 2000 is when she was terminated.
Right, I had called her on the phone and said there was a lot of complaints against her, so...
So
that
the whole
house was
month of
still there.
October
Yeah, she was
and
there.
for part of November, even
Yes, ma'am.
after this accident, when you
Right.
knew she was drunk and created scenes in two places,
Right.
you continued her in your employ.
Yeah, because I felt sorry for her. She said she had cancer.
Ms. Haas.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You should be.
I wanted to keep her on because she needed a job. She told me she did.
All right, now tell me about the theft of money.
Well, she wrote like a lot of checks. I mean, she never would keep any records, and she wrote like $500 for food, but she never bought any food for the bed and breakfast guests. So then she wrote $500 for her boyfriend, Mark, to remove a tree limb, but it was never removed.
Well, I'm not going back to $500 for food. I will take a look at the paper that you have with regard to the removal of a tree limb.
Okay. Here's the tree limb is still there.
Well, this says payroll and tree service.
Kathy was not even there. I was paying her $10 an hour, but she was never there more than 20 hours a week.
Well, you know, Ms. Haas, who do you think is going to go over all these little receipts? You were paying her $10 an hour. She wasn't there for 40 hours. She only should have been paid for 20 hours.
She was supposed to send me her time record in Florida, but she never did.
Who were Randy and John?
There was friends of mine that I paid to have them drive the car up there, but Kathy seemed to take a liking to John for some reason. I don't know.
Whatever. She's got
I
a
know,
check
whatever.
here that's a memo for Randy and John.
Yeah, that's for Randy, my husband, and a friend of his.
She told me to cash a check and give them $1,000 to Randy and John to drive her vehicle
And
up
she
to
did
Florida.
That. She did that.
Well, that's one of the things you gave me.
She did that.
What
But then
about,
there was that additional
just a second,
$500
what about $500 in cash for a phone recorder.
She had asked me to purchase a phone recorder so she can record conversations as she's talking to people. And she had a limo that was being stored at some people's house, and when I quit, I didn't even worry about getting her phone recorder. I just went and paid for the limo, gassed it up, and brought it back.
That's not true, ma'am.
Is that when you quit?
Yes.
When did you quit?
She got fired.
I quit on November the 11th, 12th, something like that.
Well, this check was written on November 5th. This is before you quit.
The check for $1,000, it was the day
I didn't ask
after.
for $1,000. I'm past $1,000 already.
Yeah, the check was wrote for $1,000. I quit the day after.
She got fired.
Just a second. Miss Haas?
I'm sorry.
Don't speak out again.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. You quit the day after you wrote out the check for $1,000?
Yes,
Fine.
I didn't like
So, you wrote out a check on November the 3rd, payroll and tree service, $400.
That was my payroll. And
What payroll for whom?
For working for her.
So you kept your own hours?
No, Miss Haas and I had made an agreement that I would work so many hours, but she had me running errands to lawyers and doctors, which made it consume more hours.
This is all a very loose way of doing business. One final check I'm going to ask you about. You have a check to mail packages and x-rays, $500. What's x-rays?
I had to go to all these hospitals that she was in and get all her medical records. I had to Federal Express it overnight to her.
Oh, is that true?
It's $20. They were $20.
Show me a bill.
I don't have a bill for the x-rays.
Well,
but
how am I supposed to have a bill, madam?
Well,
And
maybe she
This was
does.
on October. You're supposed to keep close eye.
I was in Miami Beach, Florida.
I don't care whether you
I know,
were.
but I was
don't care
critically
whether
injured. I
you
was
were
in
in
the-
Panama. Listen to me.
I was in the hospital.
Listen to me. Then you don't give a stranger.
I know
a
that.
stranger who you know has an alcohol abuse problem.
I know that, madam.
You don't give somebody who you hire off the street access to your checking account.
I know that.
Right? Sign them on and have no set salary for them and say they work by the hour.
It was $10
She
an
said,
hour.
well, you expect me to ask her on the 19th of October how many hours did you work?
I don't know. I was in
Well,
the
I don't know
hospital.
either.
I was in the hospital at the time.
On October
I was
19th?
trusting her.
Well, then how do you expect me to deal with that? How do you expect
don't
any
know.
court to deal with that? I don't know either.
I mean, the car.
Let's get to the accident because that's the only thing that may have an objective facts
All right,
that I
well,
can deal
he
with.
was the witness for the accident. Randy, can you come up here? This is my husband. Tell her what happened.
Okay.
Well, we called her from the bed and breakfast to have her bring us over $800 to Red Bed. And she was highly intoxicated. And I tried 3 or 4 times, to let her stay at my house. She wouldn't do it. She refused. So I took her out to the end of the road. She ran to the back of the car.
Had you been drinking?
Who, me?
That's exactly who I'm talking to, sir. Had you been drinking?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. What part of the day or night did this happen, sir?
It's probably about 8 at night.
And when had you started to drink that day?
Not at all.
Miss Haas? Miss Haas?
Okay, sorry.
Believe me.
Okay.
I know my business.
All right.
Watching this will be like looking into a Ouija board.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Faye Haas says former employees Kathy Light and Mark Light stole money from her business and wrecked her car. Kathy and Mark deny the charges and say Faye assaulted Kathy with a plastic baseball bat.
What time had you started drinking that day, sir?
Probably 6:37
And where were you drinking, sir?
at a bar.
And what time had you arrived at the bar?
I wouldn't.
What do you mean you wouldn't know? What time had you arrived at the bar that day, sir?
Probably 6:37
From where?
from.
I don't know. He doesn't remember.
Miss Haas, I'm not going to take any information
All right,
from him.
all right.
Forget it. You blew it. You
I'm
understood
sorry.
where I was coming
But
from.
he doesn't know what time it was.
He doesn't know what time it was because he was drunk.
No, he
Sit
wasn't.
down.
No, he wasn't drunk.
Oh, I have to assume that because if he can't remember where he was on a
But
day
he-
when,
but he-
when
but
two
we were
cars when 2 cars collided,
I don't believe you. We were waiting for.
I
people-
don't believe you
Okay.
that he doesn't remember where he was.
All right.
If he doesn't remember where he was on this fateful day, then I have to rely on her statement
He was with
that
me.
he was drunk as a skunk. Now, she may have been. That means you got 2 drunk people driving in your 2 cars, one a Camaro and one a truck. He was drinking and she was drinking, if I believe you. Although I have a little bit of a problem with that because unless there's something wrong with you, you would not allow someone who is as drunk as you claim she was, that required her to be ejected from the bar, ejected from her mother's house, and yet you would still leave her in charge of your business, giving her total access to your checking account, relying on what she did with money, relying on what she did with guests, to somebody who was clearly a danger, according to you. I have a problem with that, Ms. Haas.
I'm sorry, I'm wrong. You're right. It was stupid.
All right, Ms. Lick, tell me what happened with the car.
She had called and they had asked for money, and I had a friend of mine, Jesse, ride over with me. Well, when I got over there, she buys Jesse and I one beer. She takes me across the street to a flower shop, buys me a bouquet of flowers, and then she insists on going and unloading the truck. So we went to Randy's house and we unloaded the car. And as far as the car, there was no accident. I get home and I get this phone call from Miss Haas saying I wrecked her car. Well, them two are both drunk, so I just basically blew it off.
But after this car incident...
I continued to work for her.
You continued to work for her?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's get to your counterclaim. Go ahead.
I quit working for Miss Haas because she would call me on the phone and cut me down and say I'm dyslexic and this and that, and my nerves couldn't handle it no more. So I call her on the phone in Florida and tell her I quit. 3 weeks after I quit, she's accusing me of all these things. She's trying to fire me after I quit.
So let me hear about this harassment.
She has been calling, my son and I have pagers. She has been calling our pagers. She calls my son and tells him that I'm a dope dealer and that she's going to have to take him to baseball games because I'm going to be in a federal penitentiary because she's going to see to it that I go to a federal penitentiary. I went and got a restraining order against her.
Let me see it.
Not true. Kathy, shame on you. Shame on you.
Ms. Haas, you consented to the entry of a restraining order against you by your counsel. Is that right?
I was in the hospital and I could not go. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
The answer is yes. If you're in the hospital and you can't go, then your attorney asks for postponement.
I don't know what he did, ma'am.
Of course you do.
No, I don't. I really don't, Judge Judy.
He consented to this entry.
Well, he went there supposedly to postpone it.
December 20th of the year 2000. Yeah. He consented to the entry of an order of protection.
Well, I'm sorry about that, but I've never laid a hand on Kathy. She wanted me to adopt her.
And the order of protection specifically says you are not to abuse, threaten, molest, stalk, disturb, and no telephone calls, and shall not communicate with her in any way whatsoever.
Right.
Now, you came back from Florida on November 11th.
Right.
And according to you, you told me that you were in the hospital in Florida.
I was in the hospital in Florida, in Jackson Memorial Hospital and Mount Sinai.
Well, what'd you go to Florida for?
To get another opinion on my arm that was going to be amputated.
And when were you admitted to the hospital? When you returned in November?
2 days later, a week later, I was admitted to the hospital for
So that would be the 18th of November.
Right.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
And how long were you hospitalized?
2 days.
Were you re-hospitalized at any time after November? Believe me, I will check.
No, no.
So that you were not in the hospital at the time that your attorney entered a consent order. You just said you told him to go there and not do anything, put it over because you were in the hospital.
I could not leave the house. I was not allowed to.
Just a second. So that you were not hospitalized as you originally said.
But I had a nurse at home and I could not leave the house.
All right. It's a month later. Month after your surgery. People recover from open heart surgery faster. After this order of protection was issued, were there any other harassing phone calls?
Yes, I have them on tape here.
Let me hear.
Okay.
Hey, Mark, it's Ken. Guess what? Lisa and Paul are going to testify in court. What kind of guy lives with his brother's wife? Low life Hoosier.
I said that.
Yeah, Mark, it's Faye. I got the restraining order from the sheriff. We never had any intention of hurting Kathy, but I am going to file criminal charges against you, Mark Light, and Kathy Light for dealing methamphetamine, marijuana, prescription drugs, not only out of my home, but my place of business. We're going to bring up Kathy's past arrest record. So when you show up in court, you better spend about 10 grand to have a very, very good attorney. We are not threatening you. We want nothing to do with people like you, Mark and Kathy Leach. Have a nice evening. Yeah, Mark, it's fine. Have Kathy send me the money for the 2 cars she wrecked when she was drunk on her. I mean, that night that she dealt methamphetamines out of my house. End of messages.
I also have tape here of her calling and leaving messages. I'm going to go ahead and play this for you.
How is it that you and Kathy for dealing marijuana out of your house? The sheriff will be down there. He's take me back to the cold jail. Yeah, now tell your girlfriend Kathy Leach, also known as the major drug addict, to bring back the gift certificates to her and all the food certificates she sold. What a woman.
Okay, I said that. I did. I was
that letter?
I was frustrated.
You were frustrated. You were breaking the law.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Well,
I'm sorry
you were
about the
breaking the
attorney.
law.
I'm sorry about the attorney I got to go down there.
Well, that's not my problem.
I know
madam.
that,
That's your
but
problem. You were clearly aware that you were served with a final order of protection. Final order of protection said absolutely no contact, and specifically, no telephone calls.
She had all my records at her house. How was I supposed to get them? Go down to her house? Her neighbor's very dangerous.
I don't quite frankly care what precipitated it. All I care about is there was an order that you were made aware of by service, because you indicate on this that you
But I
had
asked her why she was
No,
doing
you
that
may
to me.
not ask a question.
I was asking you why she would do that to
You
me.
don't
when I-
ask me any questions. I'm telling you.
All
You
right.
were served with an order. You were on notice. You continued to harass her, and in addition, you violated the order.
And as far as her abusing me, she would hit me with plastic bats and wooden and metal canes.
When did you do that?
When I was working for her.
Why didn't you leave?
Mark had made a joke to her about telling her that she had to stop hitting me and leaving bruises because she would have to pay $50 for each bruise and $100 for blood, and we was just joking about that. But that was to get her to stop hitting on me.
so insane. She's so nuts.
Listen to me.
I'd leave too if somebody did that.
This is certainly not a think tank here. However, if I'm working for somebody and they even think about hitting me, I'm gone.
I know, but...
I know. They don't make a game of it. Every time she hits you, leaves a bruise, you get $50, $100 for drawing blood. I mean, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Your claim against her is dismissed. You have no proof, and I'm not satisfied with hubby's proof that he wasn't responsible for this accident. You have no tangible proof that she stole anything from you. You do have proof, however, that she continued, despite the issuance of this protective order, to continue to call you, which is in violation of the protective order, and on the counterclaim, I am awarding you $500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just want her to leave me alone.
She wrecked him.
I don't know, because both of the vehicles were in fine shape.
I felt sorry for her. She said she had cancer.
I felt sorry for her.
I don't care about those people. I'm fine with it.
She's been taken advantage of by a lot of people.
When you hire people off the street, I got what I deserved.
It's a shame that things happened the way they did.
That's the last person I'm going to hire with a police record. She was in the federal penitentiary.
I'm sure it's not going to end here.
She was dealing marijuana and methamphetamines out of my kitchen.
As far as her saying that I dealt drugs, that it's impossible.
Come on, I don't even do drugs. She does.
I don't deal drugs.
Oh, a bunch of bull.
It's not every day that you have somebody hit you with bats.
I just would never hire anybody like her again.
Call you stupid.
She's an idiot. She's a Hoosier. So is her husband.
I don't want her calling my house. I don't want her coming to my house. I don't want her paging my son. I mean, I had to change my pager numbers. I want her to leave me alone.
She's pathetic. The girl's pathetic.
Watch who you work for.
Just what you get for hiring white trash Hoosiers.
This happened on the 8th, and between the 9th, that's when the police come out and did the estimate on the damage and looked at everything and tried to arrest her. Between the 9th and the 10th, somebody hit my car on the turtle shell with a broomstick, and that's what those other pictures are about. And we presumed it was her. We didn't have the enemy in the place, so when she got out of jail, we left immediately that day. We had our stuff moved that day as fast as we could. We just couldn't take
How'd you know I
another
was
chance.
getting out of jail?
What year is this truck?
The truck is a 1988, but it's a showpiece. I probably got over $20,000 in there just putting it back into original condition. It's a dually, black dually. It's a showpiece, honestly.
Was a showpiece?
Was. It's got 16 coats of black lacquer paint on it, and believe it or not, it was over $3,000 when I had the truck painted, from original paint to the show class finish on the truck.
Yeah, well, they have an estimate to refinish, not any body work, but just to refinish it, $2,006.
There's nothing dented. It's just everything there. All the plastic and chrome's got to be replaced, and then the paint.
Okay. All right, Miss Berger, you recall the evening of the 8th of October?
Yes, I do.
All right. Is this the person with whom
He's
you were
my
living?
witness. He's to attest to a couple of statements made by the plaintiff.
Is he the person who was living with you at the time?
No, he's not.
Was he the person there at the time?
He lives across the street, yes.
Okay.
He's a mutual friend of theirs.
Okay.
And of mine.
Okay, go ahead. Let me hear.
I was not anywhere near his truck.
Let's start out with the music. How
With the
many times
music.
did the police come out that evening?
Once.
Once or twice?
Twice.
That's
okay, it was like 7:30 in the...
Just a second. So the police came twice.
Yes.
They came the first time and told you to turn the music down.
Yes.
How much later did they come a second time?
Maybe a half hour, 45 minutes later.
Do you have a police report from Deputy
Yes, I do.
Conte? May I
Yes,
have
I
it,
do.
please?
And I have the detective's
Give me the report. I'm a good reader. When the police came out for the second time, were you, in fact, told to turn the music down again?
Yes, and it was turned off.
The second time the police officer arrived at your home, Miss Berger, was it the same police officer who had arrived there the first time?
Yes.
And did you have a conversation with the officer the second time?
I believe so. I believe that he just asked me to turn off the stereo, and I turned it off.
No, he didn't. He came out the first time and told you to turn down the music.
Right.
When he had to come back the second time, he didn't tell you, would you please turn down the music again? You had a different kind of conversation with him.
This I do not recall.
Why would you not recall such a thing?
Because I've been through a lot of emotional stress due to this whole situation. I do not remember that night. I went to jail for something I didn't, falsely was accused.
Just a second. Anybody who is arrested for something remembers, unless there is a long history of arrest, which we'll get to in a minute, as to why you were incarcerated for such a long time on this kind of a complaint. So you do not recall what the officer said to you the second time he was forced to come back to your location.
Basically, he told me to turn it down, or he was going to turn it off for me, basically, what it boiled down
so
to.
he was a little more annoyed this time.
Right.
That's better. So you turned it off, and according to your complaint, you did nothing.
No, I did not do anything. I went to sleep. I went right to bed.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Drina and Jerome Kimball say neighbor Linda Berger dumped acid on their truck. Linda denies the charge and is countersuing the Kimballs for filing false charges.
Okay. Now, there did come a time you were taken into custody. How much after this incident were you taken into custody?
A week or two, perhaps.
And when you were taken into custody, did you have a series of outstanding warrants?
I had one warrant for driving on suspended license. That had been dismissed. I tried to get an OR on this vandalism charge. OR was not granted. I had to stay in jail. I had to file for bail in order for me to be released.
Right.
Driving on suspended, I had time served, but they were not going to release me because I still had this vandalism charge outstanding. I had to bail out.
So my question to you is, the initial reason why you were detained was because you had an outstanding warrant.
There was two warrants. One was issued for vandalism, for the one that he had issued against me, and then there was the one for driving on a suspended license.
When was the warrant issued for driving on a suspended license?
A week before.
When were you supposed to appear in court?
For the driving on suspended?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the court date.
Was it 6 months before, 3 months
before?
before?
A week before. It was probably about a week or two before I was arrested for the vandalism.
Why didn't you appear in court?
I do not remember the reason now. And it's been months.
Well, Miss Berger, how many times have you been arrested?
2 or 3 different times. Traffic violations.
Have you ever been arrested for driving while under the influence of alcohol?
Yes.
When was the last time you were arrested for a DWI?
3 years ago.
Is that when your license was suspended?
Yes.
How long have you been driving with a suspended license?
I no longer drive.
How long had you been driving with a suspended license?
Maybe 5 months.
Why had you not gone to get a driver's license?
Because it was suspended. It was revoked by the judge. There's no way I could have gotten one.
Well, suspended 3 years ago. This is not a life sentence. If it's suspended for 6 months or 12 months or 18 months, unless your license was permanently revoked.
I had to complete an AB 541 program.
Did you do that?
Yes. I just now completed it.
But you had not completed it prior.
Right.
Okay, so you were told 2 or 3 years ago that you could, in fact, get your license reinstated if you completed a program for alcohol abuse and driving. You chose not to do that, but just to go back and drive without it. Am I correct?
Right.
All right, so the judge got irritated and issued a warrant for your arrest. That warrant was the warrant that fell on you at the time you were taken into custody on their complaint. We have that in order?
No. Because I was still going to stay in custody no matter what. But the vandalism charge was going to stick. I was trying to get an OR. They would not release me. I had to bail out on it.
I want you to listen carefully to what I said.
Okay.
You were taken into custody on their complaint.
Correct.
And at the time you were taken into custody on their complaint, the outstanding warrant fell.
Correct. Okay.
Right. We understand that?
I understand.
Did there ever come a time, Miss Berger, prior to the time that you were taken into custody on the warrant, that the police came to your residence and you heard and saw him knock at the door and refused to open the door?
No.
That never happened?
No.
Mm-hmm. So the officer who made this report and said, we went to subject Berger's trailer home at the address. We knocked several times, however, she did not answer.
I wasn't home.
That was on the same evening as the incident. You said you just went to sleep.
And I was asleep. I don't remember. You asked the question if I ever not opened up the door for the police.
Yes.
Not knowingly.
Okay. Now, what happened when you were finally brought before the judge in regard to the outstanding warrant that you had for a suspended license?
Time served.
And you had been in jail for 10 days?
Yes.
What happened on this case?
Vandalism charge. I went before the judge and asked for an OR. I was denied. I had to have one of my friends bail me out.
And what happened with that case ultimately?
The case got dismissed.
When?
Monday, this past Tuesday. Sorry, this Monday was a holiday. This Tuesday.
When did you move out?
November 1st, 2000.
Is that why you didn't appear in court?
We didn't receive it until the day after the hearing.
It came through the old address, and we didn't receive it, so there was nowhere to go.
Stand up.
They just fell.
Tell me your name, sir.
My name is Walter Kirby.
All right, Mr. Kirby. Do you know anything about the evening of October 8th?
I only have two things about this case I can relate, Your Honor.
Look at me when you're relating both things, sir.
Okay, one is the morning after this happened, I was having a discussion with Jerry here. He was explaining to me what had happened to his truck, and I asked him if he saw her throw that, and he told me no, he hadn't seen her throw it.
That's not right.
And the only other thing I can attest to, Your Honor, is the condition of his truck. When he moved out on November 1st, I helped him load his stuff and get ready to leave, and she has pictures here of the truck at that time, and there was nothing wrong with the truck.
Can I see your photographs, please, Ms. Berger?
Your Honor, they put a solution on it to stop the acids, and which made it not near as visible.
Those pictures were taken the day of my release.
Oh, it certainly looks a lot better.
They had a solution on it, an oil solution to stop the acid.
I understand that, but it certainly looks a lot better. I want you to take a look at these photographs.
Yeah.
How did we know when she took those pictures?
I have no idea when this picture
We
was
moved out before she got out of jail because we were afraid to stay there. We moved November 1st.
Well, that's a very, very good question.
When the detective told us she was
Just
going
a
to
second.
be released.
Just a second. Well, I don't know why otherwise she would take pictures of your truck. I mean, why would she take pictures of your truck?
They
You
put a
did take
solution.
these pictures?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay. I want you to take a look at these pictures.
I have a whole roll.
The damage was on the other side, so, and this here it had the solution on it, and they had cleaned the truck, but they had put the solution on it, the oil solution, and it comes right back. It's right now. If you took pictures of it, it would still be right on there.
Still there.
So that's when we was moving out. We hooked up, and it did have the chemical solution on it. Of course, and it, you know, like overnight or something, it comes back to a powder. It looked just like that again.
Okay.
Those pictures were taken the day that they were leaving.
Yeah,
Because
and I never discussed the case with this gentleman here at all the next morning or any other morning.
There's pictures with his trailer being hooked up to the truck and them driving away.
No, I understand when they would take them.
Okay.
I don't think that you would take a picture.
He
Okay.
served the warrant for her from the small claims court originally.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
I would assume that this gentleman has his own agenda. You still living in the same location, sir?
Yes.
Have you ever visited Miss Berger in her trailer?
I've never been inside her trailer. I've talked to her.
Has she ever
not
been
right.
inside your home?
No, that's not right. But
Have a seat. Okay, let's get to the counterclaim first. There is no question in my mind that based upon the defendant's testimony, she was in fact held and, as a matter of fact, incarcerated on an old warrant and agreed to a sentence on that case of time served So the time that she served may have been precipitated by the arrest on this case, which means that they found you as a result of this case. But when you agreed to plead guilty to time served and your penalty was 10 days in jail, you don't get to sue them for that. Do you understand? That was your debt to society. They don't pay for that.
Even if I was in jail a lot longer than 10 days, I was in jail for more like 14.
It doesn't make any difference if what you pled guilty, and then you agreed with your lawyer that the sentence of the court was going to be time served, which means your penalty was the time that you served in jail, whether it was 8 days or 10 days or 14 days or 20 days. That was your penalty. Could have been 60 days. That was your penalty. That's what you just told me. So you don't get $5,000
Wasn't
from
it
them.
up to that point?
Who asked you, Mr. Independent Witness?
Her penalty was up to that point where they said time served. She stayed in jail after that, Your Honor.
You can discuss that when you visit her later on. You get me?
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Now, let's get to the incident. The only question that I have, sir, is with regard to the damage. I have to take your word for the fact that initially you can shine up this thing and it looks pretty good, but within a day or 24 hours or 48 hours, some of the white powder comes up. There is no way in hell that you're getting $5,000 to repaint this 1988 truck. I want you to forget it. Now, they may be able to simonize it, buff it, repaint one layer, repaint 2 layers, but there's no way that I'm going to order her to pay $5,000 to put on 10 coats of paint on a 1988 truck. Especially one that doesn't clean up too badly. You have an estimate that says paint, $2,006 for refinishing the truck. That's what I'm ordering. Judgment for the plaintiff, you count the claims dismissed. That's it.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
When she got out of jail, we moved. I mean, any expense, we had to move, you know, because it was just too dangerous.
Yeah, I'm angry.
We'd handle it through the police was the only way because she was so violent. When we got on the drugs or when she got drunk, she was so violent.
Don't like my music.
We were just scared to deal with it. Once she did the damage and stuff, we were just scared to death of it.
I was falsely accused.
Now, you folks are the owners of the dogs?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were not at home when this occurred?
No, we were both at work.
How long have you had the dogs?
Since birth.
4 years.
4 years.
I read that your dogs did not have their vaccinations. Why not?
Because basically we keep the dogs in the house.
In the house,
Or in
outside
the-
of the house? They were outside of the house. That's why you're supposed to
And
have
we
them
also-
inoculated.
Pardon me?
That's why you're supposed to get them inoculated. That's the law, isn't it?
Yes.
The law is that they're supposed to be vaccinated every year for rabies, right?
Right.
When was the last time you had them inoculated for rabies?
When we picked them up from animal control, that was one of their procedures. They vaccinated them and gave them a homing device.
Before that?
Well, they had shots before that.
When they were, I think, like 8 weeks old or 10 weeks old.
So they
something
haven't
like
been to a
that.
vet since?
No illnesses, no reason.
No illness. You do have a reason because the law requires that they be given a shot for rabies and distemper every year. That's the law. So after this incident occurred, the dogs were taken to quarantine.
Yes.
Unfortunately for you, because you didn't have to go through the procedure of those very, very terrible shots. The dogs did not have rabies, yes.
Your Honor, I guess what she saw when she drove by our house, we don't have a fence from the driveway. Our yard is completely fenced in.
From the back.
From the back of the garage all the way around, and I've got the pictures. We do. What happens is, even though that it's fenced in, we still do not let our dogs run loose in the yard because they are pit bulls. When I came home from work Thursday evening, it was dark. It was in November. I get off work at 6:30. It's approximately 10 minutes to 7. And when I pulled up in the driveway, Valerie and China came off the porch and came up to the car.
Your 2 dogs?
Yes. And I was like, what's wrong with this picture? You know, something is not right here. So I got the flashlight out the back of the back seat of the car, and I let them in the front door. And then I walked around to the back apprehensively and saw that the door had been kicked in.
Does the back door open to the backyard?
Yes.
Yes.
Which is fenced in?
Yes.
Well, so what you're saying is someone tried to kick in the back door.
Right.
The dogs got out.
Right.
But if they got out, they would have been in a fenced-in yard.
Nah, they would have been able to get out of the yard, actually.
jumped the fence or whatever.
Well, that's... Put your hand down, madam, please. I see it up. If I haven't recognized you, there's a reason. Got it?
Yes.
We have a fence, but, you know, they can get out if they wanted to.
So what difference does it make if you have a fence?
Well, when we have our dogs out, they're on chains anyway, and they're not out unless we're at home, okay? And like somebody tried...
So the fence is useless?
Yeah, okay, you say the fence is useless,
Okay.
yes.
Well, clearly the fence was useless.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still there.
But it was useless because the dogs didn't go out the front door. The dogs went out the back door, right?
With
And
help.
if the dogs went back the back door, then the second line of defense is a fence. They can jump over the fence, as your husband says, then the fence is useless. So it's like having no fence.
Now, if we're at work and our dogs are locked in the house and somebody attempts to break in our house, Your Honor, I mean...
Yes,
what-
Miss Hughes. You just a second. Your point is someone tried to burglarize your house but was not successful, didn't take anything. Your dogs got out, and there was this very unfortunate incident, and you're really not responsible. Did you notify your homeowner's insurance? Do you have homeowner's insurance? You don't have homeowner's insurance. Well, you should have homeowner's insurance.
Animal control, when I got home, animal control left a thing on the doorknob, and it was very vague. It had nothing to say about, and it's right here, it had nothing to say that the dogs bit anybody or anything. You want it?
Yeah, just give them this.
Well, here, you can just have it. Here. And what happened was, at this point, I'm still not even knowing that anyone was injured. I'm just finding the dogs out. So then, when my husband came home from work, the neighbor across the street said that they did bite a little girl. So I'm on the phone trying to call up animal control to get to the bottom of this and what's going on and whatever.
Animal control had came out and left that on the door. And the two dogs were right out there in the yard when they was there, okay? And he was able to walk up, you know, from what the neighbor across the street told me. He had threw treats to him before he got out and then put the notice on the door, okay? So before she got bit, to me, it seemed like animal control should have grabbed them dogs, you know, because they weren't on the on chains or nothing like that. Not to say that they're to blame or anything like that. I'm just expressing that animal control did come when the dogs was right out there in the yard, but did not take them.
It's not animal control's fault that you had not, in violation of the law, had your animals vaccinated from the time they were puppies. It's not their fault that for 10 days she had to wait to see whether or not she was going to have to go through a very painful series of shots for rabies because you had neglected to follow the law. You do not have homeowners insurance, which you should have to cover such situations because that's why people have homeowners insurance. And bottom line is, you have somebody who's innocent, who's walking down the street, not doing anything wrong, and she is attacked by animals that you own. She has to be compensated for that because she is the innocent person. And while I'm not saying that you are guilty criminals, I'm saying guilty on this side, innocent on this side. Someone has to pay.
Basically, when you have pit bulls, because of the word, because of the word pit bulls, it's hard to get homeowners insurance. Had it been a mutt, we probably wouldn't even have been here.
Then that's what you should have. Then that's what you should have gotten.
Give it police report.
You like dogs?
I love dogs.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You don't just. I'm speaking. You don't just love pit bulls. You love dogs.
I love all dogs.
Okay.
Just like you
So
can be
if
a
it's
bad
still-
parent, you can be a bad pit bull owner, and we're not the ones
Listen
like
to me.
that.
There are some lovely pit bulls, I am certain. But when you use the word pit bull, it usually means people who have those dogs for protection. You chose to get a dog that has the reputation when they bite you, they hurt you. You have to pay the consequences of that. And if you can't get, if my homeowner's insurance company said to me, we'll give you homeowner's insurance, but we're going to cut your insurance if the dogs that you choose to get are pit bulls, I would get a different variety of dog rather than not have homeowner's insurance. That's easy. Okay. What were your out-of-pocket expenses?
For Carrie's coat, I had paid $25. The emergency room was $60. The emergency room doctors to look at Carrie was $60. Clarion Health Hospital charged $132. Carrie's personal physician was $45, which was a total of $362. And then just for emotional stress and damages, that was a total of $4,638. And I also wanted to say, you know, Your Honor, those two pit bulls attacked my daughter. One had one arm and one had the other arm. And when I saw my daughter, I could have cried, and I was scared because I didn't know. I still don't know what the extent of the damage is going to be. You know, she's got scars from that. You know, so far the doctor said everything is okay, but we don't know long term.
You still have visible scars?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you step up? I'd like to see them.
My shirt is kind of... This is where the dog locked on this arm.
Here?
It locked on this one right here.
Yeah.
And then these are just where I kept trying to move my arm.
Here, here, and here?
Yes, ma'am.
And here?
Yes, ma'am.
And here?
Not too much. Just a little one right here.
Put your jacket back on. While I don't think that she's going to have any long-term problem with movement or anything else, she's fine, but she clearly is going to be permanently scarred as a result of those bites. Yeah. I do find you, Mr. and Mrs. Hughes, reasonable people, but who did an unreasonable thing. You did an unreasonable thing when you failed to have your dogs vaccinated. That was just the start. By maintaining those two dogs, you had to take into consideration that if they did attack somebody, they were going to hurt them. They attacked somebody who was an innocent, had nothing to do with breaking into your house. And you anticipated that when you chose this breed of animal. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Two vicious pit bulls on an attack. If they had been really vicious, you couldn't have stopped them.
When I got there, she had blood everywhere. Her arms were wrapped up. You know, she was crying and hysterical.
We keep them because we're in a very high crime area where they're always breaking in the house, drugs, and all that.
I'm just glad it's over, and I hope I never have to go through it again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Carney versus Valles, step forward, please.
83-year-old Juanita Carney is suing her granddaughter, 35-year-old social caseworker Josephine Valles, for car repair bills. Josephine says her grandmother repossessed the car. She's countersuing for the money she put into the vehicle.
Miss Carney, the defendant is your granddaughter.
Yes, she is.
You co-signed a loan for your granddaughter to buy a car. She did not have good enough credit to take out a loan herself. You say it was your agreement with her that she would work on clearing her credit so that eventually she could put the car loan in her name. She did not do that. And a year and a half after the car was purchased, you repossessed the car. When you repossessed the car, you had it fixed, and you spent $2,779 to fix the car. You want her to pay you back for the money that you spent to fix up the car. Your granddaughter is countersuing. She wants you to reimburse her for the down payment that she put on the car, which was $1,500, and for all the payments that she made on the car during the time that she had the car. Is that right?
Yes.
When was this car purchased, Miss Carney?
January of '99.
And when did you repossess the car?
September 2000.
Who maintained insurance on the car?
She did, but she dropped it in June of 2000.
Did you drop the insurance?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because she came and threatened to take the car from me. Because she wanted to take a loan out on her house, and she could not do that because my car payment was stopping her.
When you dropped the insurance on the car, did you continue to drive the car?
Yes.
Well, you can't do that. What kind of car was it?
It was a '98 Hyundai Elantra.
And how much was the total purchase price?
$12,092.
Did you make all the car payments on the car?
Yes, I did.
Okay, now, Miss Carney, you tell me why you repossessed the car.
During our transaction of the car, the salesman said that there was a mark in the credit report that he could not put it in her name. It had to be in my name solely. I asked her, are you willing to put it in your name once you clear up your credit? And she said yes, because one of the black thing that's on the credit is a mistake, and I can clear that, and I'll be glad to do it. And with that promise, I went ahead and allowed it to be in my name, knowing that I could be liable if anything would happen. Right before repossession, I was told that it was wrecked, and she was still driving it around. So I repossessed it. I took the car to a repair shop, and I have the receipts for both of them.
Where is the car now, Miss Carney?
I resold it. I had to fix it, and somebody else did.
Just a second. You sold it?
Yeah.
What did you sell it for?
$7,000.
Who did you sell it to?
To my daughter's friend.
She's taking over the payment. She didn't sell it. And the car was not wrecked when whoever picked it up took it.
Yes, it was.
Just a second.
There was nothing wrong with the car when it was taken from me.
Oh,
I was at work, and when I went out, the car was gone. There was nothing wrong with the car.
Do you have photographs of the car when the car was taken?
No, I didn't take any. The only thing that was apparent was a broken windshield. It was cracked. But what made it so expensive is that both airbags were deflated.
Your problem is that you dropped the insurance and continued to drive in the car. And if you did that, that rendered your grandmother liable. If you had an accident and hurt somebody and the car is in her name, they can take her house, they can get a judgment against her. So in my judgment, she had an absolute right, based upon the fact that you had no insurance, even though she might not have known it at the time, to take back the car. So you acted irresponsibly. So on your counterclaim, you're getting nothing. My problem is, Ms. Carney, that you took it upon yourself to gratuitously fix this car. You can't render her liable for that. And you're not going to get any money either. Do you have a car now?
Yes, I do.
What kind of a car do you have?
A 2001 Hyundai Elantra.
How'd you get it?
I financed it in October of 2000.
So right after your grandmother took back this car? So that you could have done what your grandmother asked you to do in
Not back in June,
September.
I couldn't have.
Well, did you call her in August and tell her you could do it?
No, I did not.
No. Your counterclaim's dismissed. So's your lawsuit.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She was very irresponsible. It was filthy, and the upholstery was ruined. They could not get the odor out of there. She carried the 3 kids in it and just for hours. Never cleaned it up. Don't co-sign for anybody, not even your own kids.
For rent and for medical bills resulting from an altercation. Ronald says Monica slashed his furniture and slandered his name on the internet.
All this isn't as clear as you make it appear. I want you to know that I understand that. He says that there was another person that moved into the house shortly after he left.
He lied about that.
Just a second. Did you at that time have some other person, a male, staying over occasionally at your house?
No, ma'am. Never did he stay one night. Yes, I started seeing somebody. This is the reason he came to my apartment.
I mean, I don't see why he would come over there with his new girlfriend.
His new girlfriend is my new boyfriend's ex-girlfriend.
So
That's the
what?
reason they're together.
So what?
There was nobody staying with me.
Listen to me.
I had 3 jobs to pay my bills.
Listen to me. He didn't come over there because he was jealous. He may have come over there because his girlfriend said to him, "Why are you being such an idiot and paying the rent when he's staying over there with her?" Now, that may or may not have been true. Certainly, he was there on that September day when this altercation took place. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Put your hand down. You know, you have to be objective even with regard to your own children, right? Now, I want to know why you went outside.
He took my cat and grabbed it. That was a gift to me.
So you went outside after him?
Yes, I did.
And are you telling me you never went over to his car?
No, I didn't. I didn't even
Step
see.
up.
Didn't even see his car.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Jennifer.
Jennifer what?
Martinez.
I want you to tell me about this day in September of 1999, if you can recall it.
Well, like Ron said, I was sitting in the car talking on my cell phone. The window was cracked about maybe this much, and she reaches her hand in the car and says, "Get out." And she's grabbed me by the side of my hair. She has me by the side of her hair. I asked her, "What are you doing?" She said, "Get out." So she reaches her other hand, and at this point in time, both arms are in about this deep. She busted my face on the left
Why didn't you
side
press
underneath
charges?
my eye. At that time, Ron went over there. He was like, "Look, let her go. There's no need for this. We're leaving, we're leaving, we're leaving." So she's like, "No, get her out of the car. I want to beat her up," and so forth and so on, for whatever reasons of her own. To this day, I don't know. Fine. So she tries to get me out of the car. So I told her, "How am I going to get out the car out of a crack of a window? Let me open the door." So she's all pressed up against the door.
Okay, that's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. Sit down.
Thank you.
Sit down. I want to hear something, Mr. Jones, about your countersuit.
Okay.
You say that Miss Zamora took a knife and ripped up furniture.
That's correct.
Tell me about it.
That day, the day I moved out, she called the cops because I wanted to move out.
Why would the police be called to the house?
Because I wanted to take my stuff with me, and she thought that she was able to keep it. When everything was in my name, I had receipts for it. I showed the police.
Okay, so that's why the police were called, because
Yes.
you were taking some property out of the house. Okay, and what happened?
The police told me I had to get my stuff and go as soon as possible. So they waited there. They waited there until I got my stuff out. Before the police were called, before the police got there, I was moving some stuff downstairs to the...
What stuff?
I was moving clothes. I was getting my clothes, putting them in bags, and taking them downstairs to the basement, so when my family got there to help me move, I'd be all ready. When I came back up, she was putting a knife back into the kitchen sink. I started to proceed to move the furniture out of the living room, and there were slashes in the side of them. I do have pictures if you'd like to see those.
Can I see them, please?
I saw the furniture.
There's one slash, is that right? Is that what you're telling me?
There's a slash in each end of the couch and the love seat.
I see. Did you do this?
No, ma'am.
There's no reason for me to rip my own furniture when I paid for it.
No.
There isn't.
I paid for that furniture. That furniture was in both of our names, but it didn't matter to me. I just wanted him to leave.
Well, why do you think somebody would slash the furniture like that?
I have no idea why he would do that.
I have
Or
no
who
idea
else
why
would do
anybody
it. I
would
don't
do
know.
that to their furniture either. All right. There's another part of this lawsuit. Now you can stand up, Mr. Zamora, because you're suing him because you say he borrowed $350 to use as a security deposit for the apartment. Did he borrow that money for security deposit?
He borrowed the money to get an apartment and incidentals. He did not have a place to live. He had just started to work.
Security deposit is $445. Who put down the security deposit?
I borrowed the money from him, Your Honor, for the security deposit.
So you put down the security deposit on the apartment with his money?
Right. I put down a first month's rent, and he loaned me the rest of it for the security deposit, which I borrowed $550 from him.
And you paid some back?
I paid some back.
So $350 is left. Is that right, Mr.
Yes.
Zamora? So your daughter did not put down any security deposit in this apartment. Is that right?
Correct.
The cleaning and painting is just $395.
Yes, I'm only asking for half the last month's rent, but I want him to pay for all of the damages because he did the damages.
No. $395 is cleaning and painting.
Okay.
Half of that, say it's $200.
Okay.
But he's already got $350 in there for security deposit because she didn't put any in. You can't get it both ways. You can't get your loan back from him, plus you're going to get back the money from the security deposit that's not eaten up by the landlord's cleanup. Can't get both. You following me? Perfect. So, in addition, I don't believe your daughter with regard to what happened that day in September when she called the police and there was an altercation at the house. I don't believe her story. What?
We have previous police reports of their altercations.
I don't care about previous. That's not what I'm here talking about. I'm telling you, I do not believe the story that your daughter told me that he assaulted her the way she described it and that she was solely without blame. It
takes two to argue.
I do not believe that it came about the way she described it to me, that he, for no reason whatsoever, assaulted her. I do not believe it happened that way.
We have previous police reports of him assaulting
Stop it!
Oh, no. So he's not going to stop assaulting her unless you tear him apart.
I believe that she got bruised in the arm because she went after his girlfriend in the car. I believe that that happened. I'm not saying you're blameless with regard to the altercation that happened in the house. I believe that you shouldn't have been there.
Correct.
Period. End of discussion. You should not have been there. You precipitated something that developed into maybe more than what you bargained for. You had no cause to be there at all. But I do not believe it happened in the way that the plaintiff described, so I am not holding you responsible for her medical bills. You have a hospital report?
I should.
Sir, and I'm not even entertaining your defamation of character end of your lawsuit. She said she put nasty things about you on the internet?
Yes, Your
Like
Honor.
what?
I have a paper printout up from American Online.
Let me see it. Do you have a report from any of these?
A report?
That says that what the x-rays found?
I think that's all I have, Your Honor.
Show this to the plaintiff, please. Is that your handle on the internet?
No, it's not. But it's funny. But
Yes,
no, I did not do this.
What proof do you have that you did that?
That is her online name. Her nickname is Coca. Since I've been with her for 5 years, it's always been that. My friend was online. She emailed him. He didn't know who it was. He looked up her online, her profile. That's under her profile. He called me the next morning and told me what was going on. So I asked him to print me a copy of it.
Did you ever use the name Coca?
Yes, it's been my name for a long time.
Well, why didn't you say that? I said, is this your handle? You said no.
Oh, I thought you asked me if I did that.
I didn't ask you if you did that. I said, is this your handle?
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh. Why would anybody put such a terrible thing on the computer?
I don't know, ma'am. I can't tell you because I didn't do it.
No?
I did not type those things. Anybody could have typed that.
Well, I know that. I know that anybody could have done it.
Could have even been her sister. Her sister has added quite a bit of fuel to the flames between these two, including taking him to the apartment.
Could have been a lot of things. Somebody else could have used her name, and somebody else with a grudge against both the defendant and his new girlfriend might have written that both of them are highly contagious with one or more venereal diseases. So there may have been somebody who used your daughter's name, who also had a personal axe to grind against these two people, who would write something like this and put it on the internet. That's possible. It's a bit far-fetched. It's a bit far-fetched. If I was satisfied by the required quantum of proof that she had, in fact, done this,
okay,
I would award you substantial damages.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Sure.
I'm very familiar with online. You cannot get on somebody's profile without your password to get into that computer.
How do I know about this profile? How do I know that somebody
That's
used her
exactly
profile?
what that statement is from. That's from her profile. That's why she puts her nickname in there. That is her profile.
Do you understand that? Bert, all I want to know from you is...
You can't get onto somebody's profile.
Could anybody have written that?
Fundamentally, Judge, anybody could have written this.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I want to tell you something. I'm not convinced that you're going to get a penny from the assault, because I think that you were at least partially involved with her, which caused the bruises to your arms, so you're not going to get a penny for that. You're not going to get a penny for your $350 that is outstanding from the loan. Get it back from the landlord when the lease is over. You are going to get $215 towards October rent. You understand? That you're going to get. I am, in fact, satisfied that the plaintiff did damage your furniture, because I see no reason why somebody else would damage furniture that they intended to use that looked brand new to me. Do you understand?
Yes.
You understand. So I'm offsetting the $215 that he owes you for the rent to have your furniture repaired. Goodbye, folks.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
So I'm just glad that everyone found out that what she's capable of.
Actually, in that paper, there's nothing about my email address and nothing about my password, so anybody could have typed that up and printed it out.
I hope she stops after this. I really, really do.
That's what she does best. Tell lies.
She loves to cause stress. That's all she likes to do. She likes to cause problems. She doesn't know how to leave people alone. And hopefully after this, we don't have to worry about that anymore.
They're always trying to cause drama.
I suspected her and Josh.
How did you get into the house?
My mom called her name and walked in.
You can't do that.
Tracy said yes. She pretty much invited us in.
The uninvited guests.
Now you're lying, sir.
No.
Now you're lying.